TribLive High School Sports Network is the official video and audio streaming partner of the WPIAL. We broadcast over 2,000 sporting events each year and cover 17 sports in over 170 schools. At HSSN, you'll find the latest in high school sports news, live and archive broadcasts, scores, standings, and much more. TribLive High School Sports Network, your high school sports leader. All season, every season.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAT. Your home for the County of Champions.
Has a throw to first, and that's your ball game. Union has won its first ever WPIAL championship.
There it is. Champions, the Static Lancers.
Strike three. The Union Scotties, golden once again.
One gold, not enough. How about 2 district gold and 2 state gold for the Lady Lancers?
The top local athletes and the top sports moments all featured here, live or archived at lcsportsnet.com.
9 seconds. Anderson into the corner. It's poised for three. Good. Take time.
Look to throw again. Directing traffic. Going for the quarterback in the end zone. Touchdown.
Featuring over 100 broadcasts of county events in over a dozen sports. Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.
Perfect. Thank you.
Coming to you live from Jimbo Covert Field at Freedom Area High School, WPIAL Class 1A football semifinals. Here on the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP, and all playoff games exclusively on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Class 1A semifinals as the 10-seed Union Scotties take on the 14-seed Rochester Rams. Tonight's broadcast at lcsportsnet.com and on the TribLive High School Sports Network is brought to you in part by Maley Chiropractic, by Luxembourg Garbage, Kelly and George, by Castle Asphalt, by The Red Zone, by R. Cunningham Funeral Home, by Medor Bonner Law, by Pontius Insurance, by the Crane Room Grill, by Penn Ohio Bottled Water, by Joseph's Marketplace, by Dorn Concrete, by Works in Progress, by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty, by Hatch Early Learning Systems, by DNR Lawn Care, by the Lawrence County Child and Youth Services, by the Tri-County Principals Association, by the Union Area Education Association, the Union Volunteer Fire Department, and the Lawrence County Community Action Partnership. Alongside Tim Continenza, I'm James Dotson. Spencer Work doing the work for us tonight as well, and out in the cold, Mr. Rob Nattell running the cameras for a historic night here, Tim. Since the WPIL began seeding teams back in the 1990s, never have a pair of double-digit seeds met in the semifinals of any WPIL tournament, and never before has a double-digit seed made it to the championship in Class 1A. Well, that for sure changes tonight because number 10 versus number 14, a pair of Big 7 foes going at it here with a trip to Acrisure Stadium on the line.
Yeah, it's been a phenomenal year for these two schools here in the Big 7, and it is, you see the competition that's just within that conference all season long, really showing its abilities in this tournament. And you're seeing two lower seeds teams, or higher seed teams, I guess you would call it, not get maybe the recognition that the season that they actually had because of the competition they played all season within the conference. And we're seeing two teams really, I think, at their peak coming into tonight's ball game in Union and Rochester. Rochester having two really outstanding games in the playoffs, get to this level, and then Union revenging a loss early in the season last week to Laurel in overtime, and coming back this past week, winning that one 30-28 in a phenomenal game in round 2. So I think we're really going to see a really great matchup here tonight.
Really tough to beat a team twice in the same year. already able to do that. Last week was Union defeating Laurel. Well, guess what? Rochester trying to do the same thing tonight as they lost to Union 6-0. Also a 6-point deficit as Union was against Laurel. So we'll see if it stays the same or if Union can complete the season sweep and make their first trip to Acrisure Stadium since 1973. We'll dissect this entire game when we return here on the LGKG pregame show. Back in a moment, the Class 1A semifinals at lcsportsnet.com and only on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Cold winds blowing, temperatures dropping, and snow is beginning to fall. And then your furnace goes out. LCAP's LIHEAT Crisis Program is here to help. If your furnace is blowing cold air, not turning on, or not reaching the desired temperature, help is right around the corner, whether it needs fixed or replaced. For information, call the Department of Healthy Homes at 724-656-0090. LCAP's Healthy Home programs are the key to safer living.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and or all therapies necessary. From the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
Contractors, the Department of Healthy Homes needs you. From small to large residential projects, you can help families live safer and healthier with the quality work you do. It's rewarding in more ways than one. Call LCAP's Department of Healthy Homes today.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Back here at Jimbo Covert Field, getting ready for tonight's contest, and it is a historic one on our LGKG pregame show. A historic battle between 2 teams that have played each other 32 times. Well, this will be number 32 in history. The first time they've met in the postseason, and whoever wins will be the first ever double-digit seed in the 1A championship. Tim, that's a pretty impressive feat when you think about it, and that just shows, I guess, usually how they get the seedings right and how you normally have a couple of teams that are just really dominant, but this year Class 1A a little bit more wide open, and you have teams that are peaking at the right time.
I think that's exactly it. Teams peaking at the right time and maybe a little bit underrated throughout the season just because of the competition they faced. They're going to find their record, at 9-3 and 7-4, not really indicative of how well both these schools have played this season. They lost some close games, they played some great games, and they've come away on the winning side more than not. But I think what you're seeing is, like I mentioned earlier, is just the competition in the Big 7. It really shown how great it is. It's not just wide open, but you can really see there's very little difference maybe from the number 1 seed versus the number 5 seed in this conference. And that was what we've seen all season long. And I think that's what you're seeing here with Union and Rochester.
Yeah, even Shenango, first team who missed the playoffs, 2-8 overall, both those wins coming in conference play, but they had a couple of tight games, especially against Southside, a team that's also in the Final Four here out of the Big 7 conference. If not for a muff snap where they were trying to spike the football, Shenango could have had a win against Southside as well. So, yes, it was absolutely crazy how strong the Big 7 conference was. When you looked going into the playoffs, the committee gave a lot of love to the Eastern Conference, and rightfully so, because you have Bishop Canterbury out of the Eastern Conference, defending champions, and the competition looked like, well, hey, that's a pretty strong conference top to bottom. But you have Olsh, the 8th seed. They lost in the first round. Burgettstown was in that conference. They lost to Union in the opening round as well. And Greensburg Central Catholic, obviously, the number 3 seed. Not only were they upset by Rochester, but it was a blowout loss, really. At one point, Rochester led that game 28-0, 36-15 final. So 3 of the Final 4 are from the Big 7. The only team that has been eliminated, well, talk about eating their own, I guess is the best way to put it. The
Laurel Spartans.
Yeah, Laurel Spartans falling to Union last week.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I'm just, mentioning earlier. It's just, I think the competition this season in the Big 7 just shows you there was very little difference in every game that each team has played, and that it was just 1 or 2 plays in a ball game, or a turnover here, that made the difference.
We'll pause for the playing of our national anthem from the Scotties Marching Band. Your national anthem here from Jimbo Covert Field at Freedom Area High School. And you can see there is the camera panning onto the flag. A blustery night here along the Ohio River at Freedom, as it normally is pretty breezy here. But this is, that's a good sustained 20-mile-an-hour wind that we're seeing very easily here, Tim.
It is, and it will come into factor in the punting game here tonight to see how each team really handles that and is able to maybe even kick the ball not high in the air, but more on line drives and try to take advantage of that. Obviously, both teams won't be using a kicker for extra points, so there won't come much effect there. However, it will disturb the passing game. Again, both teams are going to be run-oriented, but they're going to have to show the ball sometimes, and it will be interesting to see how, with the win or without the win, they take advantage of that situation.
Here in our LGKG pregame show, let the law firm of Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly & George and their firm of AV-rated attorneys and super lawyers guide you through the legal process. You mentioned struggle in the passing game. Well, I think that's what everybody expected last week to be across western Pennsylvania with the torrential downpours. But how about a season high in passing yards for Braylon Thomas? And actually, he goes over the 1,000 mark on the year with that 206-yard passing performance a week ago, Tim. Pretty impressive stuff that we saw because you know what he's going to do on the ground. He's done it all season long. But now showing off in the air, a couple of great catches made in the process. Mike Gunn's touchdown catch in the back of the end zone, absolutely phenomenal. But obviously he's the star that serves the drink. He's going to have 20-plus carries almost guaranteed here tonight, but he's not the only guy who's going to take snaps behind center. That variety, I think, is what has been most key. Obviously, you want to key on Braylon Thomas, but you can't because you have so many other weapons to go to. And
you're going to see a lot of those scenarios. We'll see Braylon Thomas come off the field, and we'll see Mike Gunn at quarterback. We'll also see Matt Stanley, at quarterback, running kind of an option. It'll be interesting to see if we try to see a change up there, and maybe just a quick little pass from one to another, just to keep a defense honest a little bit, because obviously when you change quarterbacks, you're in a wildcat. 99% of the time, it's a run play. So I'm looking forward to, now you're in the semifinals, that you're going to have one type of change-up sometime during the game, maybe to keep a defense on their toes a little bit. Be interested to see how Rochester handles that.
Yeah, and Braylon Thomas with that 86 yards on the ground as well. He was the TribLive High School Sports Network Player of the Week last week. First-year coach Kim Needballa here for the Union Scotties after many years as an assistant both at the college and high school level, most recently under Coach Bob Palco of Mount Lebanon, defending state championship a year ago. He takes the realm and kind of insert a little bit of life into this Scotties team and program to start the season. And you mentioned Mike Gunn. He's got 9 rushing touchdowns, but he's caught a touchdown in each of the playoff games. And you mentioned Matt Stanley, what he can do out of the Wildcat. How about on defense, the instinct? Yeah. This is the player. He didn't play since 8th grade. And in talking to some of the coaches this week, that was a play that early in the year he would not have made. He has the instincts to do it, but really lacked the timing and the trust, I think, in himself to go and make that kind of play. But he goes and deflects a ball to himself for a pick 6 to really seal the deal against Laurel last week.
Each game is a learning experience for a young player, and especially a player of his caliber, meaning that he hasn't been on the field for 4 years and they didn't play football. So every week's a new learning experience, how to get comfortable, what his responsibilities are, what he can do physically on any given play. So I think that's, as you mentioned, he's just growing into that opportunity, and we're seeing exactly what type of athlete he is and what he can bring to the football team, and we have already seen what he does on a basketball court over the years, so this is not a big surprise to see what the athlete that he is, and just the determination to learn and to become the best player he possibly can be.
And with that, he's one of 6 players who caught a pass last week, and surprisingly enough, again with the variety of offense, but surprisingly enough, the leading receiver in the team in Dane Jonke was not one of those 6. So again, just the weapons galore for Thomas to throw to, or any of them to throw to when the time comes, is very interesting to see.
And Thomas, one of his traits that I've seen, throughout the season is the ability to extend the play.
Yeah.
Be able to find a secondary receiver and make it work. Obviously, we've seen that great touchdown pass on 4th down last week to Mike Gunn into the corner of the end zone. And it was a huge play in that game because it was 4th down and the ball was around the 42-yard line, so it was a difficult play to make, and it was only one play to go, and he got tipped and he went right into his hands for that touchdown. It was a big play, and we're seeing some of that. You're going to need some luck go your way. You create your own luck from what you play and how you put yourself in position, getting behind defenses. We're going to see that here today. Obviously, Braylon Thomas is the key. Getting him time to make decisions will be a huge part. In an RPO-style offense that he runs, he needs to have that ability to make decisions instantly, but also if he has to improvise, he'll be able to do that.
We'll step aside, be back in 2 minutes on the LGKG pregame show. We'll talk about the Rochester Rams, a 14 seed and the Cinderella story that they are this year, but not a Cinderella team by any stretch of the imagination. It's the WPIAL Class 1A semifinals here at lcsportsnet.com. Whether you're hosting a big party, it's family dinner night, or you just need a place to go and watch the big game, the Crane Room Grill is the place to be. Need that something special for your upcoming event? Ask about the CR Brewing Company's custom brewing options to give your big day that personalized touch that your guests will never forget. Visit craneroom.com to see their full menu, or call in your takeout order now at 724-656-1553. The Crane Room Grill and CR Brewing Company, a winning combination.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services in over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
At our Cunningham Funeral Home and Crematory, we are a proud 6th-generation, family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale-Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
Back here at lcsportsnet.com, about ready to kick off. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff here between Union and Rochester here on our LGKG pregame show. Let's give another shout out to our friends at Luxembourg, Garbutt, Kelly, and George. If your insurance company's not always on your side, but LGKG, the law offices of LGKG always are. You can visit them online at lgkg.com for your free consultation. I'm James Dotson, Tim Continenza alongside Rochester. A Cinderella story this year as a 14 seed, but you got to say that was probably a missed seed when, they have 4 losses on the year in a competitive Big 7 conference, were 3 of those losses. The losses came in the season finale by 2 to Southside. Union, as we talked about, in the last 35 seconds of the game, a 6-0 loss. And then the week before that, a 9-point loss to Laurel on the road in their second conference game of the year, where they played without their starting quarterback for the first time in the year. They also lost back in week 1 non-conference play by 8 to Our Lady of the Sacred Heart. So this is a team that has lost 4 games by a combined 20-some points. This is not a 14 seed, and they've proven that with their 2 wins against 3-seed Greensburg Central Catholic and 6-seed Fort Cherry, each of those games by about 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, and I think you just hit it. What they did in the last 2 weeks in the WPIAL tournament, I mean, winning 30-16 and then winning 30-14 tells you everything you need to know. And you're talking about those close losses that they had. That's one of those things when you play in a competitive conference like they do. 3-3 may look average, but it was pretty strong. And 7-4 overall record coming into tonight's game. You just got to give them a lot of credit for what they have achieved, and they have players. They do. You don't get here without players making plays, and the running game is featured with their running back.
It all starts with that sophomore Antonio Laurie, and it's a compliment of backs, but he's the straw that stirs the drink, no doubt about it. 199 rushes for 1,234 yards. He's got 24 total touchdowns on the year, 4 touchdowns in the opening round, 4 touchdowns in the quarterfinals, 30 carries last week. He's going to get his touches, but it's the supporting cast around him as well. Don Guido has played wide out most of the year, has moved into the running back position into the playoffs. Jerome Duke Mullins, one of their top athletes. You saw him in the backfield a lot in the game against Laurel earlier in the season, mainly more as a wide receiver so far through the playoffs. And Jaden Norman has done a great job stepping in at the quarterback position after Parker Lyons suffered his leg injury. He is out, unfortunately, for the rest of the year, and that means sounds like also hoops and baseball season for the 3-sport athlete. But talk about Norman real quick, having to step in mid-season and getting it done.
Yeah, well, that's exactly what you hope your number 2 can do, and is come in and you won't really lose a beat on it. And he's done a nice job. He's completed 28 of 56, passes. He's got thrown a couple. He has 430 yards on the season. He's run the offense. When you're a backup, your job is not necessarily to be a number 1. As the thing is to run the offense so you don't lose what you normally do. And, he's able to throw the ball just enough to keep him honest. He's able to, read a defense, make good decisions, and, most importantly, get the ball to Laurie, who's had a phenomenal season, averaging over 6.2 yards per carry, and that's going to be the key. But as you mentioned, getting the others involved that's going to be his responsibility here tonight, and try to attack this Union defense.
And with that, you have to find where the players are, especially number 2, Jerome Mullins. Is he out wide? Is he in the backfield? He's got 13 total touchdowns on the year, and he's just an athlete that Rochester wants to get the ball, and rightfully so, because he does a lot of things correctly when he gets it. No, he's been hobbled up a little bit over the past couple of weeks. You know that he's going to be in full force, and it's cold out there. Maybe it'll numb any pain he might be feeling.
Every Batman needs his Robin on every field. And Laurie, being your Batman, you need that Robin and Mullins, who's, like you said, I mean, he has 25 receptions on the year. He scored, 13 touchdowns. He scored 6 2-pointers. I mean, this is an important part of their offense, is being able to have somebody else to take the eyes off of Laurie and really to keep a defense honest. And that's going to be really important going forward here tonight. I mean, for both teams, how do you get a defense to look left when you're going right? Or if you're going deep, have someone short that they're concentrating on that gets a receiver behind the defense. So it's going to be, kind of a chess match between these two coaches and making decisions and making adjustments. But, obviously if you're Union, you want to take Laurie away and make them focus on Mullins. I mean, a good ball player, a guy who's done great things, but like any coach will tell you, if we can limit what their number 1 does, it really changes. It makes it harder to beat you.
And with that in mind, you know that it's going to be a chess match between Coach Nibala and his staff, and against 23rd-year head coach Gene Matsuk, graduate of Shenango High School. But in 22 years, Rochester has made it to the WPIAL championship game in 9 of those 22 years. So 14 seed.
Such consistency.
Yeah, definitely a bit of a chip on the shoulder, I think, for a Rams squad when they've had such successful years. And you look at the success that they've had in this series against Union as well, Tim. 25-6 with the all-time record. But keep in mind, Rochester won the first 21 matchups that they had faced, the first one coming all the way back in 1935, but then a big string in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s. But when Union won their first game against them 33-0 in 2013, it's kind of an eye-opener. And since then, Union has actually been leading the series, winning 6 of the last 10 matchups. So while all-time history is certainly hugely in the favor of Rochester, recent history, especially earlier this year, in favor of the Scotties. And let's talk about that 6-0 game real quickly, Tim, before we get ready for kickoff, because resiliency is a word that really comes to mind for me. We saw it last week with Union, where they had turnovers on their first 2 possessions, stayed with the program, stayed in it, and ended up taking control of the game in the second half and really dictating the pace of the game. You look at the game against Rochester, 10 possessions in the game, 5 of them, they got into the red zone. 5 out of 10, but only the 1 touchdown with 35 seconds left. Penalties certainly hurt, and a couple turnovers in there as well. But, just talk about, I think more than anything, you got to avoid those kind of, empty possessions here tonight. Both teams have to.
Yeah, and it's going to be difficult because you don't have a kicking game. So if you get inside the 10, you're going on 4th down. You want first down inside the red zone is going to be huge. The school that's most successful getting, making it 2nd and 5, 2nd and 4, is going to have opportunities to score in this game. And that's going to be really key for both teams, what you do on first down. I think the team that can control the line of scrimmage and get good yardage on first down is going to set their offense up for more opportunities and a bigger playbook throughout the game.
With that, we're going to get ready for our starting lineups. Your starting lineups tonight brought to you by Michael Kirkwood Jr. and Castle Realty. Let's take a look first at these starters for the Union Scotties offense coming out there. This is what we saw last week at Shenango High School, tonight at Freedom. Braylon Thomas will be the quarterback. There's one of the receivers, Elijah Booker. The rest of the offensive line, along with Jamel Mitchell, that have been paving the way and have stayed strong all year long. Maddox Thompson, one of the other receivers. You'll see Caden Fisher as a tight end most of the time. Mark Stanley, the fullback. Mike Gunn, the running back. And Braylon Thomas at quarterback. And you also see Matt Stanley in there as well. Countering defensively for the Rochester Rams. That in a minute here, Tim. But the what is the biggest key in terms of Rochester defensively trying to deal with the many-headed monster that Union's offense has been.
Really, the key is going to be penetration. Can they get into the backfield and disrupt the play before it begins? I think that's going to be key because obviously we've seen where Mark Stanley is a huge factor in the running game where he can get the ball and really have some big yardage on any given time he has the ball in his hands. But more importantly, can you get to Braylon Thomas and make him make wrong decisions? I mean, he's the guy who's going to be running this offense. He's 6'2", 180. He's very athletic. He likes to run the RPO. That's where he's most comfortable at. And it'll be interesting to see how they can get into the backfield and try to disrupt the play before it begins.
Rochester, you saw, has won the toss. They've elected to receive, so there's the starting lineup on the field for them. Yunt, Schur, Haskins, Norman, and Welling. They've kind of rotated around with a couple other players throughout the course of the year. Antonio Laurie, the main guy in the backfield, you expect to see, though. Dom Guido, Jerome Mullins all over the field. Ryan Clark as the main tight end. Amari Curry started in the backfield. He's been at tight end more often the last couple of weeks as well. Well, here we go. History about to take place. The winner tonight will be the first time ever a double-digit seed will be in the WPIAL championship game for Class 1A football. Tim Continenza alongside, I'm James Dotson. Union versus Rochester, part 32, but the first time ever meeting in the WPIAL postseason. Glad you can join us. It's going to be a fun one here tonight at lcsportsnet.com. Union in the blue, Rochester in the white.
Special teams will play a big part of tonight's game. Pay attention to this kickoff and how Rochester was able to handle it and also how Union's able to defend.
Braylon Thomas to do the kicking duties. It'll be squibbed short and be taken by an up man on the knee at about the 32-yard line. So that's where the Rochester Rams will take over 1st and 10. We'll look at the Union defensive starters on the screen here as well. Defense that has forced 7 turnovers through the first 2 playoff games.
First down is going to be critical for both teams, so let's see how Rochester, the Rams, handle this. If they just run their bread and butter and give it to Laurie, or they try something unique and try to catch this defense out of position.
This is the T formation. They run a lot of misdirection. Third man through will get the handoff. I believe that was Mullins. Not much room, maybe a gain of 1. First carry of the postseason, believe, by Mullins as Maddox Thompson makes the tackle from his linebacker position.
They gained a couple on the play, but you can see right away Union has all 11 men in the box. They're not putting anybody outside. They're not expecting that. They're expecting the run almost exclusively here from the Rams.
2nd down and 9 after the 1-yard gain for Mullins. That was his 63rd rush attempt of the year. Man in motion is Clark. He'll lead a lead blocker for Laurie on his first carry. Fights across the 35-yard line. Picks up 2, but the Union defense coming up strong. Thompson again.
Yeah, Maddox Thompson read that perfectly. Got into the backfield. Was able to meet the runner right at the line of scrimmage. Just a short gain. Brings up 3rd down and long coming up here for the Rams.
Call it 3rd down and 7. Formation changes coming in as both teams look to the sideline. And I think 3rd downs also are going to play a big part. With the win, too, it's going to be an adventure, any 4th down punting attempt.
Well, they're going to send 3 out to the left side here, James.
Mullins is the slot receiver. They're going to roll out that way. Norman in trouble. He's going to have to scramble, and he's not going anywhere. Good job, really, to get back to the line of scrimmage. Thompson with his 3rd straight tackle. It was Stanley, though, with Mitchell in the backfield.
That's what we're talking about, getting that penetration. Breaking up that play before it got a chance. Really, Norman never had an opportunity to look downfield to his left to see if he could find a receiver, even in his slot position. It was kind of his outlet. So, great defense to start the game here for the Scotties.
So, just 10-10 remaining, a 3-and-out in the first quarter. Back deep to receive are Gunn and Thomas standing at about their own 30-yard line. We're waiting this Rochester punt. Able to get it off, and it's off the side of the foot. It's going to go out of bounds at about the 40-yard line, so Union will have great starting field position to begin this game, starting right at the 40, Tim. And now a chance to see that Union offense that moved the ball decently well, had a lot of short fields. You know that they want to capitalize and really hit a home run play early, I would think.
Yeah, there's no question about it. Then what you see here is, how Braylon Thomas will attack this defense, what they'll choose to do here. Would not be surprised if they even air it out here on first down, or at least run an RPO and give Thomas some options.
Yeah, we'll see exactly how much there will be in terms of throwing the football with the winds. Porter, the tight end to the left. Going into the slot right is Fisher. He'll be a lead blocker on the keeper for Thomas. Cuts upfield, breaks away from one tackler, and then it's going to be tackled by Ryan Clark. Number 7 has made every single tackle so far tonight.
Yeah. It's the lucky number if you're out there. Something to think about.
Go play the lottery, right?
Exactly. 777, right?
Well, there you go, though. Getting yardage, only 1 yard on first down for Rochester, a gain of 3 on Braylon Thomas's first carry. Moving in the right direction.
Yeah, that's what Union needs to do. They have to get positive yards. 3 to 5, maybe 7 yards on first down anytime. We'll shorten the field. This is obviously second down brings up the same thing. They're going to have to make good decisions here and make good quality blocks to kind of get some openings.
Quickly up to the line, 5 on the play clock. Man coming in motion from the receiving position. Now it's Jonke. He's going to be a blocker as well. Big Mark Stanley in there. Huge block push by Jonke. And it's going to be a first down for the Scotties before Thomas is ripped out of bounds across midfield. Talk about an early Doran Foundation block. Wow.
Exactly. Exactly what they needed. And you got to love the way Thomas handled that. He just kind of waited for that to open up and then bounced outside and turned on the Jets and got that first down. Now they're in Rams territory on their first drive.
Mark it at the 46, so that's a gain of 11 and the first down of the game. 3 receivers set again. Fisher, usually tight end, but he's been kind of a slot receiver. This is a wildcat from Matt Stanley. Kind of lost his footing, falls forward for a gain of 1.
Yeah, a little slick out there on that turf as Mason was there on the play to help bring down Stanley there. But he got, a yard on the play. Again, not what you're looking for in first down, but when you slip on this slick turf here on this cold Friday night, those things are going to happen.
Yeah, I tell you what, it was actually pretty rough, especially where the other game is tonight that we are covering. As we have motion before the snap here, and the pre-snap penalties are going to be key. And there's another one, the first penalty of the night against Union. But out at Montour, they actually were using a golf cart like a Zamboni trying to clear off some of the ice from a little ice storm that came right before we got there, like 4 o'clock to set up.
Yeah, you're going to put the heaters on the back of the golf cart and try to heat up the field there and try to get some of that ice off, but not a surprise. But, again, it's November. We expect this.
Steel Valley an early 7-0 lead over Neshannock in that game. Second down and 14 coming, and a 5-wide receiver set for Thomas. He'll look to throw for the first time tonight. Big pressure. He's going to try to break containment, and he does. Can he get to the edge? No, he can't. He'll throw at the last second. Did it get to the line of scrimmage? It did. Great pressure from Ryan Clark, and really kind of a spinorama throw from Braylon Thomas to get it away, and nope, they're going to say otherwise.
They're going to change that call. They're going to say intentional grounding back around the 42-yard line. That ball did get to the 50-yard line, so it's right around the line of scrimmage. But it was a wobbling pass, and he was on his way down when he made the throw. So it's going to be one of those judgment calls.
And now they are going to discuss it because, again, from our vantage point, it looked like it made it to the line.
It did, and it's just, again, I think that's what they're going to discuss. Obviously, it's important to get the right call. That's the most important thing here. And if they believe it, they have to, do. So
I like this, though. They're discussing it and making sure, and they are going to wave it off.
That's excellent officiating.
Yes.
Because, first of all, it was a late flag. Someone probably trying to make sure that it was called if necessary, but not. In the end, they got together as a group and realized that it was done within the rules, getting outside the pocket, and got rid of the ball past the line of scrimmage.
All boxes checked. Third down and long, though, coming for the Scotties. 3rd and 14, 7:53 remaining in the opening quarter. Trips right, gun going in motion out to the left towards the flat. He's going to be open in the flat. Caught at the 40. Space in front of him. Off to the races, one man to beat, cuts back in, and he's going to get dragged down inside the 10-yard line.
What a great misdirection. Everybody was going to the right side. They throw back left, and he hit an empty field in front of him and just goes down the numbers, taking up the yardage and get inside the red zone for the first time here tonight.
Huge play. Last man there is finally dragging him down, staying with him. It is Mullins coming from the safety position. But that's a gain of 42 yards on 3rd and long. First down and goal from the 8. And we're going to have a whistle, and I believe we're going to have a timeout called on the play. Timeout called by the Scotties.
And that is a Pontius Insurance timeout. Pontius Insurance, call Agent Dan Pontius, Jessica Wilden, Eric Tracy Giddings to get started today. Visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com. Request a quote for your auto, home, business, or life insurance. And remind everybody that the Scotties are in the red zone. Make sure to stop by the red zone on Wilmington Road in Neshannock for all your county sporting apparel needs, sporting goods, custom apparels, embroidery, and more.
Winner of this one takes on either top-seeded Bishop Canevin or 5-seed Southside, also out of the Big 7 Conference. And as you see on our bottom line ticker, already a 7-0 lead for the top-seeded Bishop Canevin Crusaders. How about, I'm going to get that confirmation. I believe McKeesport leading Aliquippa 16-0 early on. That would be, Aliquippa's going for number 15 in a row, 15th straight trip to the WPIAL championship game.
All right, here we go.
Pistol set, that's Mark Stanley now to the left of Thomas on 1st and goal. Kind of bobbled a snap to Thomas going to the short side of the field, and he's going to now reverse field and get tripped up by Ryan Clark. Good job on the pursuit and then staying home by Clark to knock it away.
Yeah, you're just following the blocks to the left side as it was Mark Stanley leading the way there for the Union Scotties.
So 4 carries already for Thomas. Actually, that was his 3rd carry, excuse me. 2nd and goal now from outside the 10-yard line coming for Union as we approach the midway point of this opening quarter.
Big 2nd down here. Got to get positive yardage here for the Scotties.
Empty set for Thomas. He's going to roll right, look right. Throws it to the back of the end
zone.
Man open. Caught! Touchdown, Scotties! Dane Jonke, we mentioned it. Check that, not number 21. It was number 7, Maddox Thompson.
I was going to say it was Maddox Thompson, yeah. He just rolled right to his left side, got open, and Thomas found him in the end zone for that first score. So a quick 6 points here on the opening drive here for Union, and now, or second drive, excuse me, for Union, and now they have a chance to add on with 2 more with your Art Cunningham extra point, your 2-point conversion here tonight.
Yeah, we will not see any extra point attempts, will we? So Thomas will be in the gun. Again, Mark Stanley to his right. Drops back, rolling right, looks to throw back left, no one there. Now he's going to try to run and makes to the pylon. Has to make a man miss, but loses his footing. So it will remain a 6-0 game, but this time it's only with 6:22 left in the first quarter rather than 35 seconds remaining as it was when they played a little over a month ago. 6-0 Scotties back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com.
When it comes to protecting those you love, the businesses you've built, or the things you've earned, you need someone you can trust. Who better to protect your interests than a local insurance agent? Pontius Insurance is a team of local agents helping local residents in Lawrence County and surrounding areas, specializing in auto, home, business, and life insurance. Come see Dan Pontius, Jessica Weiland, Tracy Giddings, and the rest of the team at Pontius Insurance and receive the personalized service you deserve.
Looking to buy, sell, or rent in Lawrence County? Get Realtor Michael Kirkwood Jr. in your starting lineup today. Michael Kirkwood Jr. of Castle Realty caters to buyers, sellers, and renters of Lawrence County and the surrounding areas. Call Michael Kirkwood Jr. at 724-301-1482 today. Check out his current listings or list your home at castle-realty.com. People you know, people you trust.
Squib kick taken at the 35-yard line, and getting dragged down after a short return is Mason Lucci out to about the 40-yard line, but a great start. A 7-play drive there, Tim, and capping it off with a touchdown pass.
Yeah, again, we're seeing Braylon Thomas using the air, catching the Rams defense in a panic there as Maddox moved open into the end zone. He put a perfect strike to him, and he got the 6-point lead.
Tell you what, out of the hand, I thought that the defensive back was going to undercut it, but it kind of floated perfectly to the back corner.
It's ace, ocean.
3 receivers set in the gun. Actually, it's a wildcat formation for Laurie. He's going to use a lead blocker and gets a big gain out across midfield, still dragging tacklers, and a nice gain for about 12 yards, and that might be the key right there. Get an extra blocker in the wildcat for Antonio Laurie.
Yeah, Laurie there, you can see he's a downfield runner. Once he gets his steams, he doesn't go forward. He's a north and south runner, so it's going to be really important to get in front of him and really try to chop him down before he gets going, because you can see he gets full speed pretty quickly, and he looks to be a north and south type runner.
Gain of 12 for the first down of the game for Rochester. Another wildcat carry, and it's going to be another huge gain down close to the 30-yard line.
Yeah, watching his vision, he just went right up the gut, moved to his left, made a quick cut, and again, just north and south running, picking up a big yardage there, over 20 yards on that run.
Brendan Porter again with the tackle, but huge gains out of the wildcat. Would not be surprised to see 3 in a row coming here for Antonio Laurie. Again, he had 30 carries last week, 4 touchdowns in each of the 2 postseason games so far. It is Wildcat Norman.
Yep.
The quarterback is the receiver. That's how he started the season. Laurie will get the direct snap. 3rd straight carry for him, and he's just got avenues to run, and not for the official.
Give the offensive line a lot of credit. They're making some moves, getting people open, or moving bodies of the Scotties left and right, and parting the way there for Laurie, and he's just taking full advantage. You know the old saying, James, you keep going back to the well until they can prove they can stop it. Right now, Union's having trouble stopping the running attack here from Laurie.
3 plays, 3 first downs. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. Wildcat look yet again. Laurie will run it for the 4th time. This time bounces outside, and he's going to get knocked down at about the 15-yard line, but into the red zone go the Rams.
Yeah, the Rams are in the red zone, and more importantly, they picked up 5 on that play, so it's going to be a 2nd down. This is what they're looking to do. They got almost 5 on that play, but this is what they have to do. They have to get first year on yardage to really open up their offense and make you concentrate on Laurie, and we'll see what they change up might be.
Well, now they go back under center with Norman in the T formation. It's going to be number 21 getting the carry. That's Dom Guido. He'll get inside the 15. It'll be 3rd down, about 2 to go after a 4-yard carry. Give credit basically to the entire Union conglomerate for that tackle.
Yeah, and that's exactly what they got to do. They got to give Laurie a little break there to use Guido, and he did a nice job just running straight forward. Big 3rd down here. Obviously, this is 4-down territory for Rochester, but you want to get into backfield if you're Union and try to make a big play behind the line of scrimmage.
Haven't had a negative play yet, have the Rams so far tonight. It's going to be Laurie right up the gut. He's got the 1st down inside the 10, down to the 9. Needed 3, gained 6.
Yep, again. Here it is, 4 downs inside your 10-yard line if you're Union. This is where you have to come up with the play defensively. You have to start making some plays. You have to maybe even stunt here and do some type of blitz. See if they can change the momentum here that Laurie has developed here for the Rams.
Laurie in the Wildcat. He's going to try to bounce outside, bounces off one tackler, race to the pylon. He's going to be tripped up. Ball comes loose, but I believe he's going to be called down before he did, as making the tackle in pursuit was Blakely.
Yeah, he got outside. It was a race to the goal line. He got tripped up inside the 1. When he fell on the turf is when the ball came squirted loose. But he's down at the goal line. And this is now Rochester's opportunity to answer right back after getting a short field on that squib kick.
2:20 remaining. It's second and goal from the 1-yard line. They'll go back to the T formation. Mullins, Laurie, and Guido, the three in the backfield. They'll hand it to Laurie right up the gut, and he'll dive into the end zone for touchdown number 25 on the season. Antonio Laurie with 7 of the 8 plays on that drive, going for 58 yards and the score.
Yeah, nice drive there for the Rams, taking full advantage of a short field, using their leader in the sophomore Antonio Laurie as he just took the ball down out of the Wildcat primarily the entire way into the end zone here. 2:14 remaining here, and we're tied at 6 with a 2-pointer coming up next here.
There you go, into the gun. This is Norman rolling out to his right. He's going to throw it into the flat, wide open. Nobody covering the tight end, Ryan Clark, for the conversion. Rochester, big response. They lead Union 8-6. Don't go anywhere. Back in a moment. WPIAL playoffs at lcsportsnet.com and only on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Are you looking to make a difference? Well, here is your opportunity. Lawrence County Child and Youth Services is looking for compassionate foster parents now. If you are over the age of 21, in good health, and wanting to help a child in need, we're in need of you. Receive free training and compensation by becoming a foster parent. Call 724-658-2558 and let Bill, Brooklyn, and Heather get you started. Make a difference and become a foster parent today.
I think the key to any attorney-client relationship is trust. My father told me a long time ago, the definition of personal integrity is really simple. Do what you say you're going to do. At LGKG, we've been doing that for over 80 years.
Summary pretty simple there, Tim. 8 plays, 60 yards, 7 of those plays coming from Laurie, and then the pass to Clark makes it an 8-6 advantage.
Very simple. Got to stop your best player. And
here's a big return for Gunn. Across the 40 to the 30, dragged down to the 25-yard line. Huge play in special teams. That's how you respond.
Yeah, Mullins there to prevent that touchdown for the Rams. But you got to love how Gunn handled that as he just broke that containment and went right down the left sidelines, getting all the way down inside the 20 or 25-yard line, and a nice start. So here, ball officially at the 27.
Yeah, they say he stepped out back at the 27-yard line, but a great start of field position here for Union as now they try to respond. It's already a back-and-forth game. 2:05 remaining in the first quarter. Remember, this was 6-0 when they played just 5-6 weeks ago. Mark Stanley to the left. The wing is Porter. It's going to be a design run for Thomas. Patience breaks to the outside, now cuts in. It'll get about 3 or 4 yards on first down. Good way to start the drive.
Yeah, a perfect way to start as Laurie was there on the defense to make that play. But more importantly is that you got to get first yard on yardage, and they got 4 yards on that, and that's exactly what they're looking to do. They just want to kind of grind it out.
Player down on the field at the end of the play as well for Rochester. Looking at the leg, tough to tell who the player is down. We'll try to get confirmation as we can while they tend to the injured player. Remind you, coming up at the half, we'll have our TribLive High School Sports Network halftime show. Don Rebel and Chris Harlan talking about some of the plays going on and some of the great plays from last week and the semifinals Friday coming up here. And we will also have coverage of the marching band, both the Rams and Scotties marching band here on our halftime show. It's brought to you by Castle Asphalt. Thanks to Castle Asphalt. If you're looking for quality, cost-efficient paving and construction services, well, you've come to the right place. Castle Asphalt and Construction will make your visions for your project a reality. Nice to see Clayton Potts, the sophomore, get up and off the field under his own power. That he'll be on the sideline for this second down play. 2nd down and 7 to go. Stanley again, the lone back. That's Mark. Fisher, the man in motion. He'll be the lean blocker on the counter, trying to fight up the middle. Not much room. That hole closed up quickly. Clark and company in there to knock him down. Welling also in there along that defensive line, holding him to a 1-yard gain.
Yeah, it did close up quickly, but it's nothing wrong with testing the inside, trying to get the focus out from outside. Now you can maybe use a bubble screen, possibly one of those quick little pitches type things, maybe try to get to the edge here and see what they can do. Watch for maybe even see Matt Stanley be involved on this play.
3rd down and 6. Ball at the 23-yard line. 2 receivers to the right. Thompson in the slot. They're going to run to the short side of the field. Thompson tries to get to the corner, but he is stymied. Great play from the linebacker, Antonio Laurie. Came sprinting up and ushered the quarterback to the end line.
Yeah, great defense getting to the edge, not allowing Thomas to turn the corner, and actually loses a couple yards on the play. So 4th down and long coming up here for the Scotties. We'll see what they have in the Coach Nee playbook here on 4th down and long. Last time we talked about this, they went to the end zone and find Mike Gunn in the last game. Let's see if they try something like that, another jump ball type scenario.
Gunn is in the slot to the left. 5 wide receiver set, 4th down and 8. Scotties need to get to the 17 to move the chains. Thomas looking left, now he's got the scramble right. Flag down on the play. He's going to scramble and going to be dragged down right at the sticks, and I think he's got it with the assistance of the player making the tackle. Kind of landed on him there, Tim, on Ryan Clark making the tackle, but I think this is going to come back, some laundry on the field.
Yeah, this is going to be interesting. Obviously, it was a running play, so it can't be a lineman downfield on that type of scenario, but it's probably in the holding containment area, and we'll be wait and see what the officials tell us.
Well, based on the mark, it hits right at the sticks, and I think that they're going to ask for what the official call is on whether it's a first down or not before they want to accept or decline the penalty.
And that's just the right way to do it.
Only 14 seconds remaining in the first quarter. If Rochester held them, this is a huge hold. Speaking of hold, it was a holding penalty. And they're going to, before the accept or deny, they will
stretch it out here and see how it looks.
Call the chain gang out there.
Here comes the official. Hold the ball. We'll stretch out the chain. I think he's going to be just shy.
Based on that, not just shy. That looked like it was by a full football.
Yeah.
So they will decline the penalty, and it will be a turnover on downs with just 14 seconds remaining in quarter number 1. An 8-6 lead for Rochester, but a huge hold after giving a big return there, Tim. That's a huge stop for the Rams defense.
It certainly was, and that is your Moderno Bonner Law.com change of possessions, your community law firm with personal connections and individual service with flexible appointment hours. Moderna Bonner Law is the team of experienced lawyers and staff ready to help.
T formation for the Rams on what will likely be the final play of this opening quarter. And now they're going to go over to the sideline and have a discussion, apparently, with the Rochester Rams sideline. Gives us a chance to remind you that coming up after the game, we will announce our Maley Chiropractic play of the game. Maley Chiropractic helping you stay in the game. Seasonal allergies, changes in weather, they can all affect how you feel on a daily basis. Or how about bleacher back after being out here in the 20-degree weather tonight? Whether it's headaches, joint pain, even congestion, they can all be alleviated by chiropractic work. Visit MaleyChiropractic.com. Give them a call to schedule your appointment today. Rochester's now going to go back into their huddle. Apparently, the meeting has been adjourned.
All right. So Rochester, first down and 10.
I think they're just trying to get the chains all properly aligned over there, Tim. 8-6, 14 seconds remaining in the opening quarter. A handoff coming near side. Third man through is Mullins, and Duke Mullins is going to be upended right at the line of scrimmage for no gain, and that'll be the end of quarter number 1. 8-6, Rochester leads Union. Heading to the finals, the winner of tonight's game. It's the 1A semifinals only on the TribLive High School Sports Network and here at lcsportsnet.com.
Joseph's Marketplace is Newcastle's favorite family-owned hometown grocery store and coffee shop. Fresh meats and produce, full-line deli, homemade foods, and much more. Joseph's Marketplace has hot foods prepared every day. They also have Newcastle favorites like grape leaves, hummus, and wedding soup available daily. Follow Joseph's Marketplace on Facebook and Instagram for daily updates or stop in to see what's cooking each day. Come hang out at the brand new cafe and bakery, full of great coffee, drinks, sandwiches, snacks, sweets, and free Wi-Fi. In a rush? Go to josephsnc.com and place your cafe order online. Joseph's Marketplace, family owned and operated since 1915.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Second quarter about to get underway. We thank Union Area Education Association, one of our fantastic school sponsors for the year. Though we'll yell at Miss Ryan. She decided she's going to stay and watch at home. Now we know she and the whole family are watching. Anthony, if you're watching, hello. Thank you for tuning in and watching the Union Scotties do battle here tonight against the Rochester Rams. Union scored first, but Rochester responded and converted the 2-point conversion. It'll be 2nd and 10 coming out of the break. Trying to bounce outside is Laurie. Will break off one tackler, but that's it. Give him a gain of 4, though, and it's going to make us a very manageable 3rd down and 6 coming up. Porter with the tackle.
Yeah, Porter made a nice play on that ball. He really held his position well and was able to close that gap and make that tackle.
Already 9 carries for 63 yards on the night for the sophomore Antonio Laurie, and that's incredible. I mean, he's only a sophomore, and the number of carries that he gets and the amount of work they trust him to do, Tim.
When you have a workhorse, you go to work, and that's exactly what they have done all season long here, the Rams.
Now let's see if the Rams choose to stay on the ground with the workhorse or if they'll go to the air on 3rd and long. Play action, rolling out. No, they did, and they'll inside trap, and Union was not fooled. I was, but the Scotties were not. No gain on the little draw play to Laurie.
Yeah, perfect defense there up the middle. They held their own. They didn't follow the quarterback movement, and they were able to make that play. It was Perez coming through big time here for the Scotties. Now an opportunity, maybe with a punt, to have excellent field position. Last time on special teams, they returned it down inside the 30. They were unable to convert it into a score. But they'll have excellent field position once again if everything goes right here for the Scotties.
Yeah, Gunn, the lone receiver, waiting to take this kick, and he's standing back at his own, or at the 50-yard line, actually, but we're going to have another Pontius Insurance timeout first, called by Rochester. Thanks to our friends at Pontius Insurance. Make sure you check them out, pontiusinsurance.com. You get your best rates and customer service by calling a local agent like Jessica Tracy or Dan Pontius and request your quote for auto, home, business, or life insurance. 10:35 remaining in the first half. Also want to remind you that coming up after the game, we will have our LCAP Player of the Game Award to announce. So many great ways LCAP improves the quality of life within Lawrence County. One of the main ways, how about the Learning Tree Child Care Center? Quality child care services are available throughout the county for children between the ages of 6 weeks old all the way up to 5 years old. Visit lccap.org, lcap.org, to find out all the different programs for LCAP.
Gunn and Thomas will now be back deep this time. They'll have dual receivers back.
Again, standing at midfield, so Union destined to potentially get some good field position. Snap is back, and ball barely gets away as Mitchell was coming in, almost making a block. How about Gunn? He read that perfectly, like the center fielder. Comes up, makes the catch. He's already inside the 20. Big block on the return as well by Caden Fisher. Springs him down to the 10-yard line. How about the Doran Foundation block on the return? Don't just let anyone lay the foundation for your business. Visit DoranConcrete.com for your free estimate today. Clark makes the tackle, but that's a 30-yard return just like that for Union.
That Gunn has done it on the kickoffs. Now he's done it on a punt. He sees something against the special teams that he can attack, and he's going to take advantage of it. Now it's up to the Scotties to convert here. Ball at the 11-yard line. They can't get a first down inside the 1, but they were looking for the touchdown here.
Yeah, center fielder coming up and making the play. We've seen that for the back-to-back district champion baseball team for him. Rolling out to his right is Thomas on first down. Tries to throw at the last second. It's going to be deflected and knocked away. Almost intercepted. He was hit as he threw. Trying to make the diving catch, I believe, was Dom Guido.
Yeah, Thomas got confused on that as he was walking inside and ended up throwing against his own body to the middle of the field. Almost had the ball picked off as it hit the ground just before the defender could get there. But I'll bring up a second down and long coming up here for Union. A big play coming up here for this offense. They have to get some positive yards, kind of change the momentum. Maybe they can even get Gunn back involved. He's been making some big plays.
Mark Stanley now goes to the right of Thomas on second down, or actually that's Stanley in the Wildcat, excuse me. He gets inside the 10, but not much room. Runs into a white brick wall after a gain of just 1. So 3rd down and 9 coming up.
Yeah, it's going to be a difficult call here. Obviously, you don't have, as the field shortens, your playbook shortens a little bit. So, and you don't have a lot to choose here. So, but when you look at Union, they have the athletes. You got Gunn, you have Stanley, you have Thomas, you have Booker, you have Junkie. You've got a lot of options here. You just got to find a way to get them involved.
Thompson scored the touchdown catch earlier in the game. He stands as the receiver to the right. In the slot is Fisher on 3rd down and 9 from the 10-yard line. Man in motion is Gunn. He's going to now be the lead blocker for Thomas, trying to get to the corner, cuts back inside, and he's going to be upended inside the 5-yard line. That's it. They'll mark it back at the 6. So it's going to be 4th down and 5 from the 6.
Well, you got to figure this one out. You can get the first down at the 1, but more importantly, this play here, what are you going to choose to do? You went to the edge last time. You went up the middle the first 2 times. So it's going to be now time to make a decision. If you're going to roll, I think, an RPO here with Thomas again, let it. Keep the ball in his hand and see what he can do.
Yeah, the way Antonio Lowry's going sideline to sideline, you wonder if misdirection could be part of the play call here, and they're going to flip the formation down to 5 seconds on the play clock. Union has to hurry, and Coach Nee is going to call his second one of the first half with 8:44 remaining in the first half.
That gives us a chance to remind everybody that the Scotties are in the red zone. Spirit Sales can help bring big money to your organization. Fill out a form at the red zone, and the red zone does the rest. Visit them online at theredzonesports.com and see how your group can score big at the red zone.
Coming up at the half will be the Castle Asphalt halftime show. Castle Asphalt provides commercial or residential asphalt paving, commercial site work, or commercial line striping. Visit castleasphalt.com for more information and to request a free estimate today. That's the Castle Asphalt halftime show coming up in 8 minutes and 44 seconds of game time. The winner of this one takes on either Bishop Canevin or Southside. Last check was a 13-7 lead in that one for the top-seeded and defending champion Crusaders.
See what Thomas chooses to do. He has splits in the backfield.
And now they're going to flip-flop. Fisher to the right and Stanley to the left. We'll see what the Scotties drew up for this 4th down play. Thomas looks to throw, rolling out to his right. He's going to scramble, looking for the end zone, leaps up, and it's going to depend on the spot. But initial look is that they're going to mark him at the left foot, and it's going to be a yard short.
Yeah, the official was right there, so he had a great view of it when he got up in the air, and it looks like he's just going to be just shy of that first down.
Yep, needed to get to the 1. He was upended by Laurie at the 2. So 2 drives into the red zone, same way that we saw the first time they played, Tim. Can't get it in the painted area.
And it's going to be really big now on the Union defense. They got 98 yards behind them. They got to keep the play in front of them and try to pin them inside their own 10, but without getting that first down and get that ball back. You're not worried. I mean, if you end up getting a safety, fantastic. You'll take the 2 points and get the free kick. But that's really not the important thing. The important thing is just to keep them on a 3 and out.
Under center will be Norman. He's going to turn, hand it off on a quick hitter to Laurie up the middle. Gets out to about the 4-yard line. Short gain on first down, but gives them a little bit of breathing room. 11 carries, 65 yards so far for Laurie.
Obviously, you got to look at Laurie. I mean, he is the key to the offense. Everything runs through him. So you just got to, won't be surprised if you see him in the Wildcat here and just have him go forward and see if he can find some openings. Last time they used the Wildcat, he was getting 7-8 yards carries.
No pass attempts yet for Rochester. They went to attempt one but the quarterback scrambled. That was back on the first possession of the game. 2nd down and 8. Norman's going to hand it to the third man through, trying to get to the outside and almost in the end zone. What a big play by Elijah Booker to get the loss back to about the 1.5-yard line.
Yeah, they made a great play on the runner there. They strung it out and they held their positions. They didn't lose their assignments and they did not give away the edge. And they got the 3-yard loss on the play. So 3rd down and 11 coming up here. Now you got the Rams kind of with their back up against the wall. Not a lot of room for error here.
7 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in the first half. 3rd down and 11. And Norman will go under center in that T formation. They're going to, or actually it's a double running back formation. They do get out of the end zone. Fighting back out to about the 5-yard line is Guido. Out to the 6, so a gain of 5, but Union gets the job done, and they're going to, again, get great field position. Blakely, another tackle.
Yeah, that's the key there, James. They got the 3 and out. Now they're going to be forced them to come in and punt. Wouldn't be afraid just to put Gunn back there and maybe put a little pressure on. See if you can get him a kind of a kick off the side of the foot and maybe get great field position. But Gunn's been returning these kicks terrifically here tonight, both on kickoffs and on punts. He's standing around his own 35 or their 35-yard line. It should be interesting to see how this works out.
Yeah, swirling wind. If anything, it's a little bit in the face of Rochester right now too. So not expecting much distance on the punt. And there it is, off the side of the foot, and this ball is going to be starting inside the red zone with that punt.
That's exactly what you wanted to do. Just put a little pressure on him, try to rush him, and that's exactly it. His drop to his foot went right off the side, and it was maybe a 8 to 10-yard punt.
You're right, 9 yards, right in between it.
Yeah.
So with that short punt, Union wins the field position battle, but they need to win the war. Last 2 possessions have been in the red zone as this one begins, Tim, but they need to find a way to put 6 on the board.
Last time they tried to throw on 1st down. Let's see what they choose to do here.
6:20 remaining. Starting at the 15 of Rochester. Quick pass to the near sideline, caught by Thompson on the screen. Not much room there, though, whatsoever. Great pursuit defensively from the Rochester Rams. Making the tackle on the play. Believe first one in there was Lucci.
Yeah, I don't mind spreading out the field like that, trying to get the ball into a one-on-one situation. But you got to give the Rams defense credit. They read it well. They got those bodies out there in front of them and really prevented any type of a one-on-one defensive move by the receiver there. So
yeah, maybe a gain of a half a yard. Midway through quarter number 2. Trip to Acrisure Stadium on the line. Trips to the right for the 10-seeded Scotties. Thompson's going to come in motion. They're going to fake the handoff to him. Running with it is Braylon Thomas, and he's going nowhere. All over it defensively are the Rams. The pursuit has been incredible. That one forced him back inside, and Welling makes the hit.
Yeah, I think what you're going to have to do is try to really spread this field out. I wonder if they would try what they did last week with the double trips and the short line, and just to see how they will react to it. Obviously, if you have some type of uniqueness right now, it's a great time to pull it out on 3rd down and long. They can't really afford not to convert on this drive here for the 3rd time down inside the red zone.
Familiarity between these 2 teams, no doubt about it. Here's a unique look. 5 eligible receivers are all to the left. And I think Union, they didn't like what they saw. It may have not even been legal in their formation. They'll take their final Ponch's insurance timeout. I think Coach Nee and his staff is agreeing here. This is a crucial drive. They need to make sure this 3rd and 13 is set up properly.
Yeah, they really do. They got to talk this over, figure this out, exactly what they want to do. I wouldn't be surprised. You got to realize you got 2 downs. You don't have to get all 13 and get the score right now. I mean, if you can get 13 and get the 1st down, fantastic. It sets up a 1st and goal inside the 6-yard line. But more importantly here, what you want to do is set up the 4th down, if necessary, to be 4th down and short. So you want to call a play that you think you're going to run successfully and then pick up a minimum of 5, 6, 8 yards on it and have a chance to have a 4th down and a manageable situation.
Your out-of-town scoreboard brought to you by the Crane Room Grill up in District 10. The championship game up there. Slippery Rock leading Grove City 17-7. Make sure you call ahead and reserve your seat for after the game or place an order for takeout or curbside pickup. 3rd down, 13 to go. Trip stacked to the left. two tight ends to the left with the trips to the right. Thompson, fake to him, rolling out to the right is Thomas, looking down the field, not much there, trying to get to the edge. He's going to tuck, run, and now just fire it away as there was no one anywhere available. And Coach Nee is not pleased with, he must have thought that there was holding down the field, not pleased whatsoever, yelling at the officials on that one.
Yeah, it's a difficult scenario there. They ran a nice play, kind of a boot out to the right side with Thomas, giving him options to run or throw. But the defense for the Rams had everybody covered and gave Thomas really no options other than to throw the ball away and bring up 4th down and long. But here comes again. They got to make some yardage here. Even if they don't get the first down, push them deeper into their territory.
4th down. Scotties need to get to the 5-yard line to extend the drive, and they're going to move in the wrong direction. Second pre-snap penalty of the game against Union is going to make 4th down and 18 now.
Yeah, it's a shame. You had the ball inside the red zone to start this drive. Now you're outside the red zone here on 4th down.
4:40 remaining in the first half. Union, 3 straight possessions starting inside Rochester's 30-yard line.
Well, if you have a play to the end zone, now's the time to run it. Might as well do what you try to see if you can find Gunn or Thomas open. Let's see if they throw a jump ball.
And now a little gamesmanship as Rochester will take their second timeout of the first half.
And I think that's exactly what they're talking over, James, because they've seen the film from last week where they were able to get behind the defense and get that ball into the end zone where Gunn made the catch for that touchdown. So they're talking about that. They're trying to cover all their bases to get their defensive backs and their linebackers and everybody knowing their responsibilities coming up. So it's kind of like you said, a chess match. We'll see what Coach Nee comes up here as a dividend from what he just showed.
Give Penn Ohio Bottled Water a call for delivery of your 3 or 5 gallon water cooler systems, or get cases of bottles delivered straight to your home or work. We thank Penn Ohio Bottled Water. We thank all of our fantastic sponsors for allowing us to bring you coverage all season long. Both games we have tonight. 2 Lawrence County teams battling for a trip to Acrisure Stadium. Right now, both county teams, though, trailing.
You know what? I wouldn't mind seeing it. It might be a difficult play for them. I haven't seen them really run it this year. Maybe just like a screen pass. Get maybe Stanley involved, but I don't see him on the field. So
he was in the slot on the last possession. Yes, he is in the backfield. He's the one going in motion into the flat on the left side, and he's going to be held up on the far sideline. Looking down the field, caught just shy of the first down marker. Breaks the tackle is Thompson, and he's going to be, is he in the end zone? Yes, he is.
Wow.
Second touchdown catch of the game for Maddox Thompson. And it's a Maley Chiropractic Play of the Game nomination, a 4th down and 18. Union punches it in from 23 yards out.
Braylon Thomas there as he was able to keep that play alive, moved up in the pocket, kept his eyes downfield, found his receiver, and threw a strike to Thompson. And then Thompson breaking tackles, making at the 5-yard line to get into the end zone to give Union the lead. Now here comes the 2-pointer.
Thomas rolls out to his right for the 2-point conversion. Your R. Cunningham conversion attempt. He's going to throw it at the last second, and no one there at the corner. 12-8, the score will remain with 4:29 remaining in the first half. Don't go anywhere, folks. WPIAL Semifinals, history on the line here at lcsportsnet.com.
DNR Lawn Care can take care of all of your landscaping and grass cutting needs. They are fully insured, accept just about any payment method, and have nearly 20 years of experience in the lawn maintenance business. Call DNR Lawn Care today to schedule an estimate or send them a message on Facebook. DNR Lawn Care. Have your lawn done right.
For more than 120 years, people have been relying upon Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
Four plays, 15 yards. Finally, the Scotties able to convert on the short field there, Tim.
A very important drive there. They were able to come through, and it was their 3rd time in the red zone to to start a drive basically from the inside the 30. But more importantly here on this special team kick, this is going to be huge. They got to get the ball deeper than what they have done.
Another squib taken at the 30-yard line by Ryan Clark, and he's going to get out past the 40, and he's going to get a rugby scrum out past the 45. Still going, now finally held up at about the 46, 47-yard line. So 4:20 remaining, one timeout remaining, and plenty of time and a good field position coming for the Rochester Rams.
Yeah, really important here for the Scotties to refine defensively. They've played some great defense when they had them pinned by their own goal line. More importantly now that they're out here close to midfield, they got a wide open field. Laurie's got to be the person you have to pay attention to. But more importantly, they have to get another 3 and out and get shut down defense here after scoring that last touchdown.
They'll go with T formation. Laurie up the middle, and he's just a quick first step and then lowers the shoulder. He's dragged down by the combination of Porter and Booker, but not until he picks up a 6-yard gain.
Yeah, again, Laurie's that north and south type runner. He's not going to move left and right on you. He's not going to jig you out of any type of position, but he is going to take you on and run real hard at you. And you can see he's been very successful all season long doing that.
Tell Dane to get up in his face.
2nd down and 4, T formation again. Another Laurie carry. He's going to get tripped up, but again, falls forward. He'll be close to the marker, about a half-yard short. Gain of 3. 13 carries for 74 yards. Porter again on the hit.
It's going to be important here on 3rd down to try to get into the backfield. It's going to be really important for them to try to blow up this play and try to keep this running attack in check. Now that they're on their side of the 50, you have to kind of come up with big plays defensively. If they get the first down, you have to regroup and get back into your thing.
3rd down and less than a yard to go. Handoff Laurie. He's going to fight for it and get the first down across the 40 down to the 39-yard line. Pickup of 5 on 3rd and 1.
Yeah, Laurie just followed his blocks, moved out to his right, just went outside. And once he got outside, he was able to scramble for another 3-4 extra yards on that play. 1st down and 10 at the Scotties 39. Again, the Scotties defense got to come up big here. They got to regroup after giving up that first down and find a way to stop this team. They got 4 downs to do it because they're not going to punt.
2:35 on a winding clock here in the 2nd quarter. Only one timeout remaining for Rochester. When will they go to the air? Right now. First pass attempt of the game. One-on-one coverage down the field. Jump ball, and it's going to be batted around and diving effort. It does hit the turf. Going for it was Jonke and Gunn. First pass attempt falls incomplete.
Yeah, it was kind of a jump ball out there, and it looked like Jonke and them were trying to get into it, and they kind of collided, and the ball went up in the air and gave some life on that play to the Rams, but it falls to the ground to make it incomplete. But that's the first pass we're seeing today. They got to take advantage of it. If that ball's up in the air, it's going to hang like that. They're going to have to get position on it and try to get that turnover.
Yeah, I don't think the jump balls are going to work for either team today, the way this wind is blustering around, swirling really as you look at the flag.
Yeah, they're throwing into the wind too.
2:26 remaining. Screen towards the far sideline, a little bubble screen. Guido makes the catch, makes one man miss, but good job to make the tackle by Grayson Blakely and hold it to just a 4-yard gain.
Grayson Blakely did a great job on that play. As he got him on the legs and brought him down, yeah, it was a 5-yard gain, but it could have been a lot more.
Mark it at the 35. So they're going to say officially a 4-yard gain. 3rd down and 6 upcoming. Less than 2 minutes to play in the first half.
Big 3rd down for the Scotties. Got to come up defense. Can't give up too many yards here and bring up a 4th down play.
In the gun is Norman. Looks to pass for the 3rd straight play. Throw over the middle. It's going to be picked up by Gunn. He jumped the route. He's at the 30. He's got room in front. Across midfield. One man to beat.
He's going to do it.
You're not going to get him. Mike Gunn takes it to the house. Hold the phone, folks. There is a flag back at the 46-yard line of Union.
Well, we'll wait and see what exactly transpired. I didn't see anything.
There's nothing.
I didn't see any type of block. That was just a bad call. It's an absolute atrocious call.
There's nothing.
I mean, unfortunately, there's one of those scenarios where it was a late flag again, and the officials couldn't huddle because no one was around to play. It's just a really bad call here by one of the officials. It's going to take 7 points off the board, or 6 points, I should say, off the scoreboard. But that is a Moderna Bonner Law turnover, your community law firm with personal connections for individual service with flexible appointment hours. Moderna Bonner Law has a team of experienced lawyers and staffs already ready to help.
So that brings it all the way back to the 31-yard line of Union. But I mean, we're watching the replay, and unless there's something that we're not seeing here, Tim.
It's just an atrocious call. That's what it was.
And a block at the 41-yard line, and there's no
one
there.
There's nobody there.
There's literally no one there. No one.
The only thing that got
40.
blocked was the flag.
1:32 remaining. Thomas will be in the gun. No timeouts remaining for Union, just one for Rochester. Thomas will fight forward to the 34-yard line. Right now, if you're Union, if you can break a big play, great. You just want to make sure you're holding on to the football. Thomas, 10 carries for 20 yards here in the first half. 61 yards in the air.
Down to about a minute left here in the first half.
Just under a minute now as they break the huddle. I think how much they rush will be dependent upon what happens on the 2nd down and 7 play. Thomas will keep, cuts up the field. Makes one man miss, not cutting to the outside, and ball's knocked out.
Loose.
And a good job to get it out of bounds, really, and make sure that nothing worse was going to happen. But the clock will stop with 40 seconds remaining, and that means that now Rochester has a chance to get the ball back because they still have one timeout to go.
Yeah, it's really going to force your hand here. It's going to be 3rd down and just about 10 coming up here for Union. You don't want to throw an incomplete pass and give them a free timeout and have to kick the ball away. In the same vein, if you run the ball, you might only take about 3-4 seconds off the clock, but that's probably the better move, make them use that final timeout.
Both teams with 89 yards exactly of offense, and now Union's going to lose some yardage. 33 seconds left as Rochester takes their final Pontius Insurance timeout.
And they use that timeout with 33.5 seconds remaining. And, so Thomas will have to kick the ball away here. But in the same vein, not a terrible thing. You got the win. You want to just get a good kickoff. You want to you want your special teams down there. Try to make the play and put them on offense and see what they can do. But you want to eliminate what they can do here. You want to get a good kick here. You want a good snap. You want a little everything to go your way here if you're the Union Scotties.
12-8 the score, 33 seconds remaining, and Union will have to punt it away for the first time tonight. After forcing a 3-and-out on the first drive, Union went right down the field, 7 plays, 60 yards. Maddox Thompson with a touchdown pass from Braylon Thomas to make it 6-0. Antonio Laurie and company for Rochester fought right back down the field, Tim. 8 plays, 60 yards. Laurie ran most of it from the Wildcat, punched it in from 1 yard out. Conversion was good, and they led 8-6. 3 straight possessions for Union, starting deep in Rochester territory, only able to punch it in the end zone 1 time, however.
This is a huge snap coming up here for the Scotties. Got to get a good snap here on this punt.
By the way, they put a 2.5 back on there, 35 seconds even on the clock. Thomas gets the snap. He'll punt it. End-over-end kick is going to be waving for a fair catch. And muffed off Laurie, and Union has the football. Dane Jockey on the recovery for the Medora Bonner Law. Change in possession.
Wow, what a great thing for the Scotties. They had 2 players down there surrounding the punt returner, and he went to call for a fair catch. He tried to get it to fall right into his hands, went bouncing off, and there were 2 blue jerseys right there to jump on the ball.
26 seconds left, though, Tim, and no timeouts remaining. If Union doesn't get a first down or get out of bounds, they got to spike the ball immediately.
Empty backfield.
3 to the left, 2 to the right. Gunn is in the slot to the right. That's where Thomas is looking. Now he has to scramble, throws on the run down the field, and really just throws it away to save the clock. extended the play, but scramble drill, no one open down the field. We're down to 20 seconds remaining.
Well,
really, you just want to, probably 10, 15 yards, give yourself a chance to put one in the end zone, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, if you get a first down, you'll stop the clock just to move the chain, so you'll have a chance to spike it and then draw up a play that you'd like here. If anything, I would try to maybe even a misdirection here where you roll like a naked bootleg type thing out one side and throw back the other way.
Thomas looking down the field now, has to run, breaks away from Clark right at the line, and he's going to throw at the last second, but he did just go past the line.
He did go past the line.
Legal forward pass. He was
past the line by about a yard.
Now, all that matters is that a fingernail stays behind the line. It was close, Tim, but that last little shuffle pushed him just in front.
It's going to be a difficult call for the officials, but I think they're going to get it correct here. He was past the marker, it looked like. We'll have to see what it looks like here.
Yeah, well, take a look at the replay. He knew where the marker was, but at the very last second, he shifts forward. The hand is close. If you have, like, NFL replay where they can go and stop at freeze frame, you might have an argument, but, man, that's too close. That's an illegal forward pass.
It's the correct call. I hate saying that, but it is absolutely the correct call. It's a loss of down, and it's a 5-yard penalty. So, right now,
and now the clock will run as soon as they set the ball. That's why they're getting up to the...
I was going to say, you want to get up here and just spike it and just set up maybe a...
You got to go now. Clock is running down to 7 seconds. 6 seconds.
They're going to let the clock wind out. They're just going to go to halftime.
Yeah, that's, I think, a good call. Just let it go to the halftime break. You're getting the second half kickoff. Union leading 12-8 at the end of the first half. Here comes the Castle Asphalt halftime show with Union on top here in the WPIAL semifinals.
Final edition of the halftime show in 2022 here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Don Rebel, Chris Harlan with you. Big weekend. Final for Friday. Classes A, 2A, 3A, 4A. Championship Saturday for 5A and 6A coming up in the WPIAL Class. But like we did last week, we're sort of looking ahead to the PIAA playoffs. Both the 5A and 6A champions this weekend will jump into the quarterfinals of their respective classifications. We know that the Central Catholic and North Allegheny winner will play either State College, the District 6 champions, or Erie McDowell, the District 10 champions. Chris, looking big picture, anytime you talk 6A, you're talking St. Joe's Prep, and once again, the District 12 champs are going to be a factor.
Yeah, to me, I mean, that's the team. You can't pick against them being there waiting for you. This year at Cumberland Valley, not waiting in Hershey, but you can't pick against St. Joseph's Prep. 8 of the last 9 years, they've been in the finals. Last year they lost to Mount Lebanon in the championship. They'd won 3 straight titles in a row before last year. This year, you're looking at they got 1 loss, but that only loss was to St. Thomas Aquinas down in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. So if you got to go to Florida to find your only loss of the year, you're a pretty good team. Another big-time linebacker going to West Virginia. People remember the name Jeremiah Trotter, played for the Eagles. His son, Josiah Trotter, is a senior linebacker heading to the Mountaineers. So again, you look at the St. Joseph's Prep team in 6A, until somebody else rises up in the East, I think it's them again you're probably going to see in the state championship.
5A finals in the WPIAL, Upper St. Clair against Pine Richland. We already know the winner goes to the PIAA quarterfinals to play District 10 champion Cathedral Prep. The other side of the bracket, a good one in the District 12 finals this weekend, Imhotep
Let's hear it for the Rochester High School.
Charter taking on Roman Catholic, but you also still have some pretty good teams out of District 1 out there as well.
Yeah, I agree. And you mentioned Imhotep. They're kind of like St. Joseph's Prep in that they've been there 6 times in the last 9 years. They've been in the state finals. Last year, they were the favorites, and they got stunned in Hershey by Penn Trafford. They were the team everyone thought was going to win it. You look at them again this year, they've got a 4-star safety, a kid named Ramir Stewart. He can pretty much pick where he wants to go to school. He's undecided, but he's got Alabama, Georgia, Michigan. Everybody's recruiting him. So, again, another really team. They're 7-2, but a dangerous team, no doubt. Another name maybe you can watch them out there, District 1's number 1 seed, Upper Dublin. They're a team that they've got a 3-year starter at quarterback, a senior kid named Colin O'Sullivan, throw for 2,000 yards already. Their first 2 playoff games, they won it combined 70-0. So it's not Imhotep Charter. Yeah, maybe a District 1 team like Upper Dublin you might see slip through the eastern side of the bracket.
4A WPIAL semifinals on Friday. The winner will jump into the semifinals in 2 weeks, play possibly Meadville out of District 10, Juniata, Jersey Shore, Allentown, Central Catholic. But when you look out east, District 2 champion might be a factor, Crestwood or Valley View, that championship this weekend. And District 3 still has a big blob. In fact, they will have their winner also into the semifinals like the WPIL. Bishop McDevitt having an outstanding season.
Yeah, keep your eye on that District 3 race. Like you said, McDevitt was the runner-up last year to Aliquippa. They're back. They're pretty good. They've got a running back in Marquez Williams, who's a senior committed to Minnesota, one of the top running backs in the state. I think he had like 150 yards from scrimmage last week. So, yeah, it's them. And their biggest roadblock, like you said, could be in that District 3 playoffs. You got a Manheim Central team that's 10-1 right now. They're probably going to run into each other maybe in the District 3 championship.
November, Pat Benatar will be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, proving that she is truly an iconic woman of rock. Here is the Scotty Band with their song, Hit Me With Your Best Shot. Tonight comes from the hard rock group Joan Jett and the Blackhearts with their song I Love Rock and Roll. Grab your air guitars and get ready to sing this iconic rock anthem with us. Under the direction of Devin Householder with
championship. So either way, I think there's probably going to be a pretty good team coming out of District 3, and that could be the team waiting. If one of these WPL teams gets there, that's who it could be.
3A WPIAL champion into the semifinals, the state semifinals against possibly the District 10 champion, Grove City, playing Slippery Rock this weekend. Possibly District 9 champion Clearfield or still alive. Eastern side of the 3A bracket, you're looking at District 4, possibly Danville, a state power. At District 11, North Schuylkill and Western Lehigh championship is this weekend. Newman Goretti, another District 12 team you got to watch out for, but Wyomissing areas really put their stamp on this classification in the state from District 3.
Yeah, they have to be thrilled. If anyone in the state was more happy to see Central Valley go up, I don't know who it was. It has to be Wyomissing, because 2 years in a row they got to the state finals. 2 years in a row Wyomissing lost to Central Valley, so they have to be thrilled to see that them move on to 4A. But like you said, they're 11-0. Wyomissing's undefeated. They've got a great big lineman, 6'5", 300-pound senior tackle committed to Penn State. So it could easily be them again. It won't be a Central Valley Wyomissing rematch, but it could be a WPIAL versus Wyomissing rematch. in the championship.
WPIAL 2A champion also into the state semifinals. They could possibly face the District 10 champion, Farrell Sharpsville, this weekend, or Westinghouse. We've talked about them for a couple weeks. They get District 9 champion Central Clarion this weekend on Friday at George Couples Stadium, and then the winner plays the District 10 champion. Out east, you have another District 12 team to watch out for in West Catholic. Bishop Guilfoyle out of District 6, not that far away, right to our east. But District 4, Mount Carmel and Southern Columbia, traditional power, still alive. They play for the D4 title this week.
Yep, I think that's a big one. That's going to probably whoever comes out of that game will be the favorite to get to the state finals, I would think. But, I mean, you look at this Southern Columbia team, they're a big reason, I believe, that the PWA is talking about rewriting their competitive balance rule because of what this AA team has done. Yep. They've won 6 of the last 7 titles. They've won 5 in a row. They've been there 7 years in a row. But the old competitive balance rule they have now, they haven't moved up. They've stayed as a AA team and just keep winning. That's why I think a big part of why the state wants to rearrange the way they force teams up is because the Southern Columbia team has just been so dominant, and everybody in 2A is kind of tired of losing to them every year, I think.
Finally, Class A, WPIAL champion into the state semifinals to face either the District 10 champions, a championship this weekend, Reynolds against Eisenhower, or the District 9 champions, Port Allegheny against Brockway this weekend. When you look out east, they're still alive, is District 3 Power, defending champion, Steelton High Spire, probably the team to beat. The District 6 championship this weekend, Penns Manor against Northern Cambria. Winner of that game faces District 4 champion Canton area, and the winner of that into the semifinals in the States.
Yeah, Steelton High Spire, I think, is the team to watch there. They're trying to win their second title in 3 years. They won back in 2020. You know, I think to show how good they are, nobody in the WPIAL this year has come close to Bishop Canevin. I mean, they've just been beating people pretty good every week. You go back to week 0, this Steelton High Spire team is the only team to beat Bishop Canevin this year. Back in week 0 was a showcase out in Chambersburg, and Steel High won 21-14 over Canevin. That could have been a preview. I mean, there's a good chance, I think. I mean, look at what Canevin's doing here in the West. They've been a powerhouse. You look at what Steelton High Spire is doing. That could be a rematch there from week 0 in the championship at Cumberland Valley.
Steamrollers have been playing some great defense all season long. No question about that. And they've been number 1 in the state rankings all season long as well. Remember, it's not the road to Hershey. It's the road to Cumberland Valley. Cumberland Valley High School will be hosting the championships. The first, what is it, a 5-year deal?
Yes.
5-year deal.
Yep.
We wish them the best of luck. That is a big undertaking. We'll see what happens in early December. Chris Harlan, great job all season long with your expertise. Appreciate it so much.
Hey, thanks, Don. Always enjoy spending time with you.
For Chris Harlan, producer Chris Lackner, Jess Leva has helped out as well. I'm Don Rebel. Thank you. Enjoy the second half of the game you're checking out here on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
The Union Scotties and the Rochester Rams. Running the camera, Mr. Rob Nattell coming in, staying warm. He's going to head back out and do his work out as we get ready to start this second half. Tim Continenza alongside. Spencer Work, our spotter today. And James Dotson, glad to be here for history in the making. 2 double-digit seeds, first time that's ever happened in WPIAL history. And kind of like the first game, Tim, a 6-0 lead, or a 6-0 win for Union in that game. Very low scoring, good defense. Same tonight. Rochester actually leading the yards battle 91-77. But taking into the fact that each team had a scoring drive of 60 yards, you take away that one drive for each team, and it's a 31-17 yards total the rest of the game for those two teams.
If you're Rochester, you're feeling pretty good, even though you're trailing this ball game by 4, simply because the second quarter was played on your side of the 50, inside your 30 primarily the entire second quarter. and you only gave up 1 touchdown in that whole process. So they got to be feeling good. I mean, field position is going to be huge here. The wind's gusting even more now than it was before the start of the game. So we'll see how that affects us here in the second half.
Union will receive the second half kickoff. Here it comes. A low line drive kick will be taken on a high bounce at about the 26-yard line by Elijah Booker. Trying to go to the far sideline. Ryan Clark will knock him down at the 37-yard line. So decent starting position for Union. But as you mentioned, Tim, they had 3 possessions where they began at the 27 or better of Rochester. Turnover on downs, and then a 4th down touchdown pass. Maddox Thompson caught that one. He caught both touchdown passes in the first half from Braylon Thomas. He's 3 of 8 for 61 yards is Thomas. Here's the main number that's surprising. As a team, 16 rushing yards for Union.
Well, you're going with the win here, so you got to take advantage of it if you're Union here in the third quarter.
3 receivers set. Thomas in the gun. Mark Stanley to his right. They're going to bring a man in motion. That is Thompson. They're going to fake to him, trying to go back to the left, and trying to direct traffic is Thomas. Makes one man miss. He's going to be upended just shy of the marker. Good 7-yard pickup on first down. Just a little different wrinkle there, and Potts had to track him down.
Yeah, and a little decoy there. Him pointing downfield got him looking in a different direction, and he was able to cut it up front, pick up a few extra yards.
Pick up 7. Stanley will be coming in into the Wildcat here on 2nd down and 3. 3 receivers in the formation as Jonke now goes to the far side of the field. Thompson again, the motion man. Fake the jet sweep. Keeper for Stanley. Big hole. First down across midfield before he's tripped up his best run of the night. 2 nice plays to start the second half for Union already in Rochester territory.
Yeah, Matt Stanley did a great job of the ball fake on the jet sweep and then took it to the right side, getting into the open area for that first down run.
Gain of 9. An interesting little scenario here, Tim. Last week and now this week, every single carry has been on a direct snap keeper. Haven't handed one off yet. You wonder when that might come up as a little trickeration.
Yeah.
Thompson again. Another fake. Keeper. Thomas tries to bounce outside, going the wrong direction, but is able to somehow squirt back to the line of scrimmage and actually gained a yard.
He did a nice individual effort there. When he went back, it didn't look good at the moment, but he was able to keep his focus forward and get across the line of scrimmage, picking up 1. Bring up 2nd down and 9 here for the Scotties.
Thomas, 61 yards rushing, now 25 yards passing. And we're still trying to get the official numbers, but depending on where you look, he's either just below or just above the 1,000 club on the season in his junior year. 3 receivers set, down to 5 on the play clock. Quickly up to the line. Again, they're going to go with the sweep motion, and they will hand it off. Here's your first handoff. Thompson, though, is well read and dragged down immediately by 68, Dylan Yunt.
Yeah, they held their positions well. They didn't fall for it. They wouldn't allow him to get to the edge as he turned it up corner, and he only got back to the line of scrimmage. Big 3rd down coming up here for the Scotties. They got to come up with something here. Obviously, an RPO-type style play with Thomas making decisions is probably what we're going to see here. Mike Gunn has been a huge factor in this game, both returning kicks and making huge plays. So let's see if they get the ball in his hands some way.
He has a 42-yard completion. That's his only touch on offense. Yeah, a couple of long punt returns. He's going to go in motion out of the backfield to the left, looking his way, but running out of time is Thomas. The blitz sack right in is a huge loss. Ryan Clark, another great defensive play.
Yeah, he read that perfectly. Clark came right on the right side and just zoned in on Thomas, and he gave him no chance to even look downfield or set up maybe a possible screenplay on the play. And they'll have to punt the ball away.
Loss of 12 on the sack makes it 4th down.
This is
like
where
4th down and 19.
Yeah, this is where your special teams really got to come through. If Braylon can have a good punt here and try to change this field position, you don't want to give Rochester the ball around their own 40.
Thomas will get rid of it. Spiraling punt is going to be caught this time by Laurie. He muffed one earlier. Great open field tackle by Dane Jonke. at the 34-yard line, where Rochester will take over 1st and 10 for their first possession of the second half.
Yeah, Jonke did a great job. He was behind the punt returner there and got to him at the legs and brought him down at the 34-yard line. Now it's going to be on the defense here for the Scotties to try to get this a 3 and out and get the ball back and not let them change the field position of this game.
Antonio Laurie, 14 carries, 79 yards, got most of that damage done. Running the Wildcat on the one possession. We really haven't seen much of it since. Actually, no Wildcats.
And I think you're going to see it now. No, he's
No.
under center. Take that back.
So under center is Norman. In the T formation, the middle guy is going to get it. That is Laurie, and he's going to fight forward. Good job to keep the legs churning out to the 40-yard line for a gain of 6.
Yeah, Laurie is a north and south runner. He's just going to get that ball and look for a quick hole and just hit it hard. He's been successful all season doing that. He doesn't make a lot of moves once he gets the ball. He's more looking for just to go forward and make you bring him down.
Matt Stanley able to do that on that play. It's like tackling a bowling ball, though. 5'8", 175-pound sophomore running back. T formation again on 2nd and 4 with 7:35 remaining in quarter number 3. Laurie will get the handoff. Breaks out of one tackle and is going to fight forward and get the first down. Perez had him by the legs, but he was unable to hold on. Stanley, that's Mark making the tackle. That's no Mark him a yard short, Tim.
Yeah, his knees were down right when he did it. At least they got to him. It's going to force them to try to convert here on 3rd down. But they're in that kind of no man's land for this offense that you got to make a play behind the line of scrimmage to make them think about punting here.
Yeah, short yardage. Kind of the Rochester speciality under Coach Matzook in 23 seasons.
Tight formation.
It's going to be a 3rd carry for Laurie, and he's going to break free. 1st down and holding on behind the jersey, not once, but twice. And finally getting the tackle. Blakely able to keep him corralled momentarily, but got enough to move the chains.
That is the hardest part when you have everybody close to the line of scrimmage on a 3rd down play. You break containment. He could go a long way. You got to give a lot of credit to the Scotties defense for being able to slow him down, make a couple hits on him, even though they didn't bring him down right away. They were able to get some help and get the tackle and bring up a new set of downs for the Rams, but an opportunity defensively here for the Union Scotties.
Now they're going to 2 in the backfield. That's a single wing of Clark coming in motion. Laurie will get his 4th straight carry for number 4, and he gets across midfield. Pickup of 3 yards on 1st down.
And you're just going to go to the well here. Obviously, he's had the carries. He averages almost 6 yards, over 6 yards per carry coming into tonight's ball game. You got to just keep feeding him. If you're the Rams, you want to use this clock, you want to use this running game, and you want to wear down this defense. So, again, it's really putting the ball defensively in the hands of the Union Scotties to make a big play.
He has 9 of the 10 Rochester touchdowns in the postseason, does Antonio Laurie. He's not going to get this carry. It's going to be Jerome Mullins. He's going to fight forward for a gain of 2, only his 3rd touch on offense. And unfortunately, he's been banged up throughout the course of the year. Caden Fisher brings him to the turf. And speaking of banged up, Aiden Perez, who made a tackle on the last play, seems to be a little hobbled as he gets back to his feet.
Well, 3rd down and 5. Obviously, the passing game is not a big part of the Rams' offense, but you got to key on Laurie. And we'll see if they try maybe their own little RPO type scenario and use the quarterback as a decoy here.
They're going to go unbalanced to the right here on 3rd down and 5. They're waiting for the hard count, and they did. And then trying right up the middle is Laurie, but blitzing right through and making the stop are the Scotties. I believe that was Brennan Porter coming right through the middle.
And I think Mark Stanley was there too, and that was a huge play. They're bringing up 4th down and 4. So that's exactly what they wanted to do. Get into the backfield and make initial contact, slow that play down, got some help, and brought him down to the turf. Huge 4th down coming up here for the Scotties defensively.
Interesting call, yeah. It's going to be 4th down and about 4 to go with 4:20 remaining. Do you play the field position game that worked so well for Union in the 2nd quarter, or are you going to go for it, and you got to watch the hard count?
Yeah, I think they're going to be going for it, like you said, trying to draw him offside. But
nope, Wildcat with Laurie, and he's going to try to get the defense to jump off sides. They won't do it. Timeout called by Coach Matzook in Rochester. With 4:09 remaining, that's your first Ponch's Insurance timeout of the second half. Thanks again, Dan Ponch's, Jessica Weiland, and Tracy Giddings. Give them a call for your home, auto, life, or business insurance.
You got to give credit to the defense there, holding tight when you get on fourth down. You see a different formation in the Wildcat. You know how well Lori has run out of that Wildcat, but didn't jump off sides. Brings up, forced that timeout here in the third quarter. We'll see how that affects as the game goes along. But this is a huge fourth down play for both teams, especially for the Scotties. They're looking to get that ball back in great field position, and that's what they are trying to do here on fourth down.
Looks like it'll be Bishop Canavan waiting on the other side.
Oh, looks like they're going to punt the ball away.
Yeah, there he is, Tim. Playing the field position game that gave Union a touchdown in the first half.
Going to watch the fake.
4th and 3. They do get the punt off. Low end over end kick is going to bounce and is going to be taken, bobbled, and Braylon Thomas saves some yards, and luckily he's able to hang on to the football. Gets back out to about the 15-yard line. Dangerous play from the Union Scotties Jr., but he is able to elude Norman long enough to hold on to the football.
Yeah, anytime you see the ball bouncing off your fingertips as a punt returner, that is a dangerous scenario because you are a live hit, and he was able to get the ball under his control and move it forward, get back to the 15-yard line. But a huge series coming up here for the Scotties with just under 4 minutes here to play in the third.
3:58 to be exact. They'll start at the 16, and it's going to be Matt Stanley in the Wildcat. Going to the left edge, trying to find an opening, and good job sneak forward. Gets about to the 20, 21-yard line. Good pick up of 5 yards on first down.
That's what the Scotties need to do. Get first downs, get good yardage, bring up second down and manageable, and give them a big playbook to use here. They were very successful throwing the ball when they needed to in the first half. We'll see what they choose to do here on second down, where they stay with their bread and butter and giving that RPO to Thomas and having him possibly run.
Gain of 5 on first down there. Now back in the shotgun is the quarterback, Braylon Thomas. Will he run it for the 15th time tonight? He will. Design run to the right, looking for an opening. And it's going to be dragged down again by Antonio Laurie. He is just shadowing him tonight, is Laurie, and he's done a great job. No missed tackles here tonight.
Well, you're seeing two teams that know each other very well play against it, seeing their tendencies and being prepared for them. With the line showing strength to the right and Thomas looking to run the ball, you got to give a lot of credit to the Rams defense, holding their position and making sure they brought him down, not allowing him any running room.
2:35 remaining in the third quarter. Third down, we'll call it 5 to go. Stanley will take the snap. Looking for room, not much of it. It's going to be a 3-and-out for Union. 1 yard gain there for Matt Stanley.
Now, this is a situation we talked about before. You really need a good special team play here. You need a great punt here from Braylon Thomas to try to flip this field position. Right now, you would think they probably have the ball around midfield on a normal punt. So this is where you want to, if you can get a one over the head of your punt returner and get them back an extra 10, 15, 20 yards, it'd be a huge play here. You want to try to flip the field. This punt will be a big part of tonight's story.
Clayton Potts made another big tackle there for Rochester. 4th down and 4. They get the snap off. They are going to try to fake it. Thomas now in the last second realized it's not going to work. He's going to punt it, and Laurie had to come up to try to defend against a potential fake. Wow, a fake of a fake. Works for a long punt.
An RPO out of the punt position.
So what do you want, an RKO?
Yeah, exactly. RPO, still a punt, run, punt, or pass, right? And
okay.
So he starts to run, showing it, pulls up, and does the rugby-style kick. But in the process, he flips the field because they didn't have anybody to return on that, and the ball goes down inside the 35-yard line. So a great special team, scary special team play, but they got the job done.
Back-to-back plays of scary special teams for Braylon Thomas, but it works out for a 44-yard punt. 1:35 remaining in the third quarter. 1st and 10 coming up for Rochester. They go play action. Norman looking down the field, throwing on the out, has a man open through the hands of Guido, the intended receiver, incomplete.
Yeah, tight defense there by Union, as Blakely, I believe, was there, as they made a good play. Do we have a flag on the play?
Flag in the backfield, yes.
Probably holding in that area.
Nope, roughing the passer. Called against the Scotties. 5th penalty against Union. Rochester has not had a single penalty called against them. And it was late. There was a couple of steps taken, and then the quarterback hit.
Well, there it flips the field. There's 15 yards and a first down. Brings the ball all the way out to the 49-yard line. If you're Union, you got to have a short memory here and get back to work defensively, as you have a precarious 4-point lead here with just under 90 seconds here to play in the third quarter.
Wildcat with Laurie.
Matt has to move over.
Goes up the middle, not much room, but he keeps the legs churning, drags forward for a gain of 2 or 3 yards across midfield. Perez was holding on.
Yeah, Jamel Mitchell was there too. Made a nice play for the Union Scotties.
That puts Laurie right at the century mark, 20 carries for 100 yards. They're going to bring Norman back onto the field as he gets the play call with exactly 1 minute remaining on the clock here from Jimbo Covert Field. Going under center, T formation. Norman turns, hands off to Laurie, tries to bounce it outside and gets tripped up right at the line of scrimmage for no gain.
Huge play defensively for the Scotties, bringing up a 3rd down and long here for the Rams.
I believe it was Fisher making the hit and hold him right at the line. 3rd down and 8 to go. They do have to snap it one last time before the end of the third quarter. The Scotties faithful getting loud here on the home side of the field. 3 receivers coming to the left. In the shotgun will be Norman on 3rd down and 8.
You still got a key on Laurie.
Throw towards the flat near sideline. Mullins makes a man miss, and he's going to get it up for the first down. Just enough. Depends on the spot. Fisher makes the tackle coming back, but I think he will have enough. Needed 8, got 8.
Excuse me, yeah. Mullins made a nice play on that ball, not even just making the catch. Then he was able to make a little move left and right and get loose for that extra 4 yards to get to the sticks for that first down and keep this drive alive here for the Rams as they move into the fourth quarter.
That's the end of 3. Fourth quarter when we return. Don't go anywhere. WPIAL playoffs here at lcsportsnet.com.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion, so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition. Looking for a unique way to expand your business? Advertise on the Lawrence County SportsNet and be seen by thousands of viewers in the area and around the country on over 100 broadcasts each year. Visit lcsportsnet.com and click Advertise with LCSN.
12 minutes on the clock. We're about to get ready for fourth quarter action.
Rams now will have the win at their back, so important fourth quarter here for the Scotties defensively.
Defensive-minded game the whole way through. 1st and 10 in the gun. Keeper for Norman this time. First time he's run the football, and he's still trying to fight forward as he landed on his own player, but knee came down after a 2-yard carry. By the way, that 3rd down conversion makes the Rams 4 of 8 on 3rd downs tonight, Tim.
Been tough for both teams to convert on 3rd and 4th downs tonight. But when you do, you keep a drive alive.
Union converted their first 3rd down attempt. They've not converted one since. Double in the backfield, pitch play to Laurie, and he goes upfield in a hurry. He's got enough for a first down. Another little wrinkle. They're going to mark him about a half-yard short.
Yeah, like I said, he's a north and south runner. They got him outside, a quick pitch from the quarterback, and he was able to run down the far sideline by the Rams bench. getting about 8 yards on the carry.
Give him a gain of 7. They actually started moving the chains and then were ushered back. It's 3rd down and a yard to go. 11 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Already successful on 1 3rd down in this drive. Laurie with Guido in the backfield. He's going to get the handoff up the middle, bounces off his own man, bounces outside and gets the 1st down.
Nice effort there by Laurie as he to the left, hit the line, and then bounced outside to pick up those extra yards to secure that 1st down. And now they're inside the 30. Clock continues to roll here early in the 4th quarter.
Deepest penetration of the ball game, minus the touchdown drive for the Rochester Rams. 10-10 remaining. Motion up front.
There's 5 yards.
That's the first penalty of the game against Rochester. Comes with 10:08, and it gets the mock cheer from the Scotties faithful. They know below us as well, Tim. First penalty called against Rochester tonight.
Yeah, well, it's a big one because that now brings up 1st down and 15. If you're the Scotties, you got to build on that.
The Shannock has cut the lead of Steel Valley's down to 13-10. You can watch that one at lcsportsnet.com. All these games live or archived on the TribLive High School Sports Network as well. Pitch to the left side. Guido had to almost jump up to make the catch. He's ushered out of bounds by Elijah Booker after about a 5-yard carry.
Yeah, Guido reached up with his left hand, knocked that ball down, and was able to move forward and get some nice yardage. Picked up 6 on the play.
Clock stops with 9:44 remaining. 9th play of the drive coming up.
To roll all the way down, not halfway down.
2nd down and 9 will be the call. Again, we thank our friends at the Crane Room providing you the bottom scrolling scroller with all the score updates. Pitch to Laurie. He has to cut back inside and not going to get much room. Good job on the edge to force him back in by Perez.
Huge 3rd down coming up. Obviously, they're in 4-down territory, but you want to make that 4th down and long. So this is a big 3rd down defensively coming up here for the Scotties. You got to maintain the line of scrimmage. If you can get some penetration here and try to blow up this play ahead of time, it'll be huge here for the Scotties.
Maddox Thompson held the edge. Perez made the tackle. Gain of 1 on that last play for 3rd down and 7. Timeout, Rochester.
That's their 2nd timeout. That's the Pontius timeout.
Let's take a quick one ourselves here, Tim. Back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com.
Wherever you're going, Axe can get you there. The bowling alley, beauty salon, and even the library. Axe can get you there safely. The grocery store, the pharmacy, and the bank. Axe can get you there comfortably. Going to work, visiting a friend, or just to relax at the park. Axe can get you there affordably. Axe is here to get you there safely, comfortably, and affordably. Choose Axe as your driving service and give us a call to schedule a ride.
Castle Asphalt has been in the paving and construction business for 15 years using top-of-the-line equipment and resources, guaranteeing that your job is done correctly and efficiently. Castle Asphalt, innovative methods combined with years of experience. Tim Continenza providing years of experience. He's alongside. I'm James Dotson. Glad to bring you this coverage from Jimbo Covert Field with 9:06 remaining and a trip to Acrisure on the line. And now we have a whistle, and we're going to have a timeout called now by Union.
Yeah, well, there's a chess match going on between these two head coaches as we get down into the 4th quarter like this. Big downs facing from both teams. They got to get it. This is a Pontius Insurance timeout. Get your best rates and customer service by calling our local agents in Pontius Insurance, Dan Pontius, Jessica Wilden, and Tracy Giddings. Today, visit them online at pontiusinsurance.com.
For this 3rd down play, quick message from the Union Area Education Association.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Thank you for your support from the UAEA. Also, a big shout out to the Union Volunteer Fire Department. They ask you to check out their Facebook page. All sorts of giveaways always going on, and check out the big events coming up in the springtime. Thanks to the Union Volunteer Fire Department for their support of Scotty Athletics here at lcsportsnet.com. Wildcat look on third down. No, Norman's in the backfield as well with Laurie to the right. It is going to be Wildcat, though. Snap going directly to Laurie. He's going to fight forward, and he's going to be short of the yard to gain. Needing to get to about the 19. It's going to be 4th down and 2 to go, as Porter would not let him get there.
That's a big third down run there by Laurie, giving them great opportunities. It is going to be really difficult here. You got to come up with a big play here for the Scotties as they're knocking on the red zone.
4th down, it's about 1.5 yards to go. Rochester needs to get inside the 20, just shy of the 19, to move the chains. Biggest play of the night coming right here with 8:30 remaining. 11th play of the drive. Wildcat look with Laurie in the gun. Gets the snap, goes to the left, and he's going to squeeze through and get enough to move the chains.
Yeah, he's seen that hole to the left side. Once he dipped his shoulder to the right, he was going to go right for it. He was able to get that first down, and the clock continues to move now under 8 minutes, 15 seconds here to play. A big drive here for the Rams, trailing by 4.
26 carries, 120 yards for Antonio Laurie. He's been the heart and soul of this Rochester team all through the playoffs. He's carried it on 7 of the 10 plays on this drive. Under center, he will not get the handoff. Guido will. He's the lead blocker, and Guido squeezing through. He's almost into the end zone. He's down inside the 5-yard line.
And use that changeup, give it to Guido, and he goes left side, squeaks through, and keeps his legs pumping as he gets down inside the 5.
1st and goal. They mark it at the 3-yard line. Gain of 15 yards for Guido. 5 carries, 26 yards for him. This is the 13th play of the drive. Can Union keep the Rams out of the end zone?
They got to get in the backfield on this play.
Unbalanced line to the left. They hand it off to Laurie, and he dives into the end zone. Touchdown, Rams, with 7:16 remaining.
Just right up the gut. He's seen the hole, and he was able to get there. You got to give the Union Scotties credit. They tried to get to him. They just couldn't get to him fast enough. And now they trail by 2 with a 2-pointer coming up here for your R. Cunningham extra point attempt here for Rochester.
13 plays, 66 yards. And now a big conversion here as well. Rochester successful on their first one with a pass to Clark.
Huge play.
It's unbalanced.
Norman in the gun. He's going to roll out to the right, throw it on the run. It's going to be picked off by Jonke. If it was college, he would have been gone the other way, and a flag thrown at the end of the play, though.
What? I seen the flag come out after the interception, so it was away from the ball.
And it should be then a dead ball if it was after the interception.
They're going to replay the down.
Personal foul against Union is the call. You're right. The flag was thrown after the interception, so the play should be dead.
Yeah, it should be penalty on the kick.
Well,
it's unfortunate.
Now it's a conversion from the 1.5-yard line.
And you got to watch for Laurie here. Maybe even get the ball right to him in a direct snap. They don't look like it's going to be that way.
Nope, T formation is what it will be. Under center, Norman will hand it to Laurie, and he's going to squeak his way into the end zone.
So the second opportunity here for the Rams. Take full advantage of it, getting that 4-point lead up 16-12 on that personal foul on the extra point attempt. And now an opportunity here for Union to have their offense try to answer with 7:16 remaining here in the fourth quarter.
Back in a moment here at lcsportsnet.com.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medor or Michael Bonner, or visit MedorBonnerLaw.com for more information.
7:16 remaining after Antonio Lori's 10th touchdown of the postseason, second of the game. Union now trails by 4.
See if Mike Gunn has another return in him.
They're going to squib it. It will be taken by an up man at about the 27-yard line. That's Elijah Booker. He's got an avenue. Past the 40, past the 45, and if not for a shoestring tackle by Norman, he may have been off to the races.
Yeah, Booker made a great return there, following his blockers and taking it upfield. Once he got past the initial containment, he was just a shoelace tackle away from a huge return here for the Union Scotties.
Lots of time left. 7:08 to be exact. Here in the fourth quarter. 2 timeouts remaining as well for the Scotties. Fisher, the man in motion. He's going to be a lead blocker, as is Stanley. Cutting up field is Thomas. He'll get to midfield. That's about it. Thomas, 16 carries, 16 yards.
They've really taken that running game away from him tonight. His most effective has been the 2 touchdown passes that he's had in tonight's ball game. But Braylon Thomas has to find a way here for the Scotties to break through here. We're at midfield on second down.
9 running plays, no pass attempts in the second half. There was 1 sack in the second half against Thomas. 6:30 remaining. Trip to Acrisure on the line.
Quarterback draw possibility here.
He's going to look to throw. He bobbles the snap, picks it up. Now he's rolling out to his left. Running out of time. He's now backpedaled and sacked. 10-yard loss.
Huge play there for the Rams as they were able to take advantage of the bobble snap. And from that point on, that play was blown up. And Thomas never really had a chance to right himself. Tried to get outside, but it was right there in front of him were the Rams, and they made the play.
8-yard loss as Ryan Clark gets another big defensive stick. Now it's 3rd and long. 3rd down, about 17 to go. Trips to the right.
And you're throwing into the wind.
5:30 remaining. Gunn goes in motion out to the left. It's going to be a draw. Thomas looking for some room. Makes one-man miss across midfield. Look out! He's gone!
Oh, my!
See you later! The quarterback draw for 58 yards, and the Scotties are back up top.
Braylon Thomas able to split the defense. Once he got in the open field, it was a race to the end zone, and he was going to win that every time. The 6'2", 180-pound junior, a huge 2-pointer coming up here. They haven't been successful all night. This is going to be one of the most important calls here tonight for Coach Nee.
And wonder if they're going to take some extra time to think about it. They are going to use a Pontius Insurance timeout. Wow.
Yeah, once he was able to get around and cut back to his right, he was just into the Jets.
Made the one-man miss around midfield. And you know what? You kind of mentioned it earlier. Spread the field out, try to give him a little bit of room, and it worked.
Yeah, I was a play early on calling that a draw, but there it was. And he really rebounded after that huge sack on second down. So a huge play here for the Union Scotties. 5:24 here to play. This 2-pointer coming up will be a huge part of tonight's ball game. You know, James, the one thing we've seen last week and into this week, they've been struggling with the 2-pointers. I don't even think they had one last week in all their game.
Yeah, over the last 7.
So this is a huge opportunity. Can't continue to leave points on the field.
So a 3-play drive, officially a 49-yard drive, but it was a 58-yard touchdown run.
That's the way to make up that 11-yard loss on the play prior. Or the 9-yard loss, I should say.
2-point advantage, a 4-point advantage would be very nice. We're going to come over to the sideline one last time and get some final talk from Coach Nee. Battery. Sorry, we lost our camera feed. In motion, going across, fake on the jet sweep. It's a keeper for the quarterback, who is Matt Stanley on the play in the Wildcat. Dives for the end zone. They say no good. Did not get it. He did not get it. So it remains a score of 18-16. Back in a moment with 5:24 remaining here at lcsportsnet.com.
Looking for quality concrete services? Contact the experienced professionals at Doran Concrete. Our company is family, locally owned and operated, and has been serving the community for over 30 years. Get residential or commercial concrete services for any size job. Our skilled professionals offer prompt and reliable services at an affordable price. We believe in the principles of honesty, integrity, and reliability. Get in touch with us for exceptional concrete services at prices that you can afford.
That was awesome.
Short kick going to be taken with a lot of room to the far sideline, trying to squeak back up the middle, and across midfield goes the returner with 5:15 remaining. Huge return for the Rochester Rams. We apologize, trying to get the camera back reconnected in the excitement. Lost connection, now we're back. We appreciate Mr. Rob Nattell. New 8th grade basketball coach, by the way, Rob Nattell.
Yeah, congratulations, Rob. Good luck on the season coming up.
Update, Neshannock 17, Steel Valley 13. Both county teams leading in the second half. Handoff Laurie up the middle is going to get down to the 43-yard line, but right now, Tim, clock a bit of an issue, but you got to make some stops defensively if you're the Scotties.
It really isn't that much of an issue. The most important thing are the downs. You're going to have to come up with 4 stops to stop this Rams offense from getting a first down. That's all you have to worry about is making stops. Know your assignments, get to the ball, and make a secure tackle.
T formation. Laurie, again a carry, bounces off one tackler. It's just so tough to go down. I don't think he has a negative carry tonight. He has 1 for no gain. That's it.
Yeah, he's such a low center of gravity, being such a small pack runner that he is. And it's so hard to bring down. And he's, like I said earlier, a north and south runner. He's doesn't give you any options other than to come at him straight on to bring him down.
3rd down and about 4 to go. They're going to pitch it to Mullins, and he's going to break through on the far sideline for the first down.
It's really interesting how they use that. They pack everybody inside, but they leave somebody outside, and that's how they get to the edges, and they use Mullen as a changeup, and he goes down that far sideline, picking up that first down. First down and 10 at the 35. Again, all you can be concerned about as Union is regroup, get ready. You have 4 downs to make a stop. You can't let them get it to the chains.
Handoff again to the first man through, and a flag thrown right in the middle of the pile. Likely going to push Rochester back.
This could be the holding penalty, first one of the game against Rochester.
Only the second penalty of the game against Rochester. So 1-yard carry for Laurie, and then the 10-yard holding penalty will push them back.
They're going to mark them back right at the line of scrimmage, too, so it will be 2nd down and 20 coming up.
So it's going to be first down and 20.
Down, excuse me.
Yes, first down and 20. Keep an eye on that clock. 3:20 remaining, and it's a winding clock. They're going to pitch it to the far sideline. That's Guido. Breaks away from 1, breaks away from 2, breaks away from 3, and he's going to get back to the original line of scrimmage.
And he picks up a 12 on the play. He makes a nice job. That's how they're getting to the edges. They're using that pitch play out to the strong side. And that's how they've been getting down the sidelines. They've been Union has really taken the middle away most of the game. This is a huge second down play. Again, you got to, they're using the changeup in Mullins. So it looks like a direct snap. Nope.
Nope, they're going to go under center, see if they pitch it again. No, they're going to go with the little counter inside handoff to Laurie. Inside the 30 he goes, down to the 29-yard line.
Yeah.
Pick up a 5.
Again, go back to their bread and butter. Go to Antonio Laurie's hands and see what he can do. Big third down coming up here for both teams.
2:20 remaining. Timeout called right before the snap. On the play, the last timeout called by Coach Nibala and the Union Scotties.
2:18 here to play, using that Pontius timeout.
Let's step aside as well with 2:18 to play here at lcsportsnet.com and the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
Coming out of the timeout, Tim, what's the call?
You got to look at Laurie. He's the man. You got to get into the backfield if you're the Scotties. Got to blow up this play before it gets a chance to get started.
They will hand it to Laurie on the left side with lead blockers, and it's going to be close right at the sticks.
He's going to be a little short of the first down. It's going to bring up 4th down in less than 1. But it's going to be a huge part of this game here on this 4th down call. They're going to have to make through.
Perez able to hold him up. They need to get right to the 25-yard line. Rochester quickly up to the line. We're under 2 minutes remaining. Can Union make one final stand? They're going to pitch it far side. Mullins cuts inside. He's got the first down. Didn't need much.
No, he didn't. Needed maybe a half a yard, if that, and Mullins made a nice move. We got into the backfield, but he made a move back inside and was able to pick up 3 yards on the process.
They had a 13-play scoring drive last time. This is going to be the 8th play of the drive. Clock running again. 1 timeout remaining for Rochester. None remaining for Union. 1:30 remaining. Fumble on the snap, or did he just keep it? I think he kept it.
Oh, yeah, I think it was a fake type scenario. You're right.
Dove forward and got into the red zone. And now Norman hobbled up at the end of that play too, Tim.
Well, they haven't used him much as a runner tonight. They chose to do a kind of a draw, a delayed quarterback sneak on it, and it got a couple yards on first down. Pick up about 3, but it's going to, again, yeah, I've said it many times, but this is what Union's up against. They've got to get these stops here. They have to, there's no way around it. They're going to, obviously not going to kick a field goal because that's not a part of their game. So they have to come up with 4 stops in a row.
Both teams now out of timeouts. 1:21 remaining. Union with the 2-point advantage.
Obviously, you're going to be talking about all your assignments. Know your assignments. Trust your teammates. Be able to get into the backfield, try to blow up a play. And obviously, they're going to try to keep this in. You got to watch getting too close to the line of scrimmage with everybody close up, because if you break the line of scrimmage contains, basically it is a scoot to the end zone time here for the Rams, and that's what they're looking for. So you got to make sure you have a spy in the back.
Clock will not stop except for a first down or out of bounds. Toss to Mullins. Chipped on.
There it is.
Hit immediately on the edge by Mark Stanley.
Mark Stanley got into the backfield. That's what we're talking about. He made the play, and he'll bring up 3rd down and long.
Loss of 2 on the pitch to Mullins. There's the adjustment. Rochester made the adjustment to the pitch. Union makes the adjustment right back. Under a minute to play now. Too many men on the field. Too many men on the field for Rochester.
There's 5 extra yards. Huge. And now it goes from 3rd down and 8 to 3rd down and 13.
And again, the clock will run as soon as they set the ball too, so Rochester needs to get right up to the line quickly. Union faithful getting loud. Ball's ready to play. And the clock is now winding with 55 seconds. Rochester making switches. 50 seconds remaining. Rochester, I'm not sure, notices that they don't know what formation they're in. They can't stop
they don't
the clock
have
either.
11 men on the field. Now they do.
40 seconds left. They still haven't snapped it. 3rd down and 12. Rolling out is Norman. Looking down the field. Throw back over the middle. And it's going to be a diving attempt. An incomplete pass. Clark trying to get back to it and couldn't do so. Blakely also in coverage. 4th down and 12 coming.
All right.
Here's your ball game.
Exactly. 4th down and Acrisure.
Foreshore. Will it be Rochester, the 10th time in the last 23 years? Will it be Union, the first time since 1973?
Here we go. Again, know your assignments. Trust your teammates. Get into the backfield. Try to blow up this play if you're the Scotties.
Crowd getting louder. 4th down. Norman.
They got him.
They got him. It's going down over the middle. It's going to be intercepted and going down to the ground. The Scotties are headed to Acrisure. Matt Staley with the pick. Maddox Thompson causing it with the blitz.
He came in untouched and forced that pass, and there was nothing but blue in front of him. He makes the interception, and oh my goodness, we got a Scotties headed to the WPIAL championship game. Congratulations to Union and everything they've done this season. Coach Nee has changed the atmosphere in Union.
Championship mentality, Tim. He brought it with him. Longtime assistant with Coach Palco. Now it's just a kneel down away from a trip to the North Shore.
There it is.
It's tough to beat a team 2 times in the same year. Union proved it last week with a win over Laurel, and they hold serve. The Union Scotties are heading to Acrisure. Your final score, Union 18, Rochester 16. Make your trip, make your plans to the North Shore Friday, 11 a.m. kickoff. The Scotties, for the first time since 1973, will play for a WPIAL championship.
We're going to... Wow, I tell you what, you got to give them every credit. It took every ounce of energy to get that victory here tonight for the Scotties here tonight, and what a job. Never giving up on a play, and again, all of them knowing their assignments, doing exactly what they could. What about that play by Mark Stanley on getting that play on the pitch,
yeah,
setting up that 3rd down before the penalty, and then the blitz there on 4th down to cause that interception. What a great defensive stand. A tough win, an important win, a classic win here for the Scotties.
We'll step aside. Tri-County Principals postgame show when we return here at lcsportsnet.com and the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Don't get left out to dry. Call the Penn Ohio Bottled Water Company for the fastest and most efficient bottled water delivery service in the area. Penn Ohio offers bottled water ranging from 16.9-ounce bottles to 5-gallon jugs, perfect for your next event or office water cooler system. Also, don't forget to ask about their custom labeling options. Visit PennOhioBottledWater.com for more information and to get a quote on their delivery services. Whether it's at home, in the office, or on the sidelines, Penn Ohio has you covered.
When the high school season heats up, make sure you have the best gear to support your school. Head to the Red Zone on Wilmington Road in the Shannock for all your county sporting apparel needs. From sporting goods to custom apparel to embroidery and more, the Red Zone has it all. Quality gear for all 8 schools in the County of Champions. Stop by and enter the Red Zone or visit them online at theredzonesports.com. Score big at the Red Zone.
For more than 120 years, people have relied on Martindale-Hubbell's preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you've been involved in an automobile accident, you should do the same. At LGKG, we have been preeminently rated for over 40 years.
Just like going to the doctor, our homes need a checkup too. If your home is not properly weatherized, you could be at risk for symptoms that cause unhealthy ailments and higher utility bills. The Weatherization Assistance Program is the key to reducing utility costs and increasing comfort in your home. Services include an in-home energy audit to inspect your furnace and hot water tank, check for air sealing around windows and doors, and ensure adequate insulation and ventilation. Learn more at lcap.org or call the Department of Healthy Homes to get your checkup today.
Ignite by Hatch is a digital learning environment designed to help pre-K and kindergarten teachers extend their reach to nurture whole child growth while building essential skills for school success. In just 30 minutes of independent playtime per week in school or at home, Ignite by Hatch boosts learning across 7 domains aligned to both state and national standards. Ignite's whole child approach is particularly critical this year as programs address both social-emotional development and learning gaps created due to the global pandemic. Honoring the power of homeschool partnerships, Ignite's parent dashboard and family experiences ensure children have access to learning no matter the environment. With an intuitive design and straightforward implementation, Ignite powerfully extends teachers' reach and impact, boosting children's learning all year long.
In need of a lawyer? Contact Medore Bonner Law, a boutique firm offering tailored legal services and over 120 years legal experience. County residents with strong family ties to the community, Jason Medore and Michael Bonner, established Medore Bonner Law to provide clients with legal expertise and personal attention. Guided by their professional staff, you can feel confident your rights will be protected. Call attorneys Jason Medore or Michael Bonner, or visit MedoreBonnerLaw.com for more information.
Post-game show, we have Lawrence County heading to another championship game, Tim. Union 18, Rochester 16. It is a final score. What an incredible game, back and forth the entire way. Talk about that fourth down play and the play call the defense put out there, Tim, to get the interception to end it.
I tell you what a great back-to-back calls that we had for the Union's defense as they got into the backfield. What a play. Then got the outside blitz coming in, really came unblocked and caused Norman to throw the ball too soon, and you get Matt Stanley coming up with the interception to seal the game away. And what a victory here for this Union program, and an opportunity to rewrite history and give them a brand new thought about championships they haven't had since 1959. And the last time they played for one, 1973.
The horns are a-honking. Everybody incredibly excited.
It's going to be an exciting ride back to Union tonight, huh?
Absolutely, it will. Let's recap it real quick. It was Union actually who struck first after a 3-and-out by Rochester. Union goes down the field, 7 plays, 60 yards. A 13-yard touchdown pass from Braylon Thomas to Maddox Thompson made it 6-0. Credit to Rochester. They come right back down. They switch it up. They went Wildcat on that drive. Go right down the field, 8 plays, 60 yards, and they get the conversion. Antonio Laurie, on the touchdown run, made it 8-6. That was the score at the end of the first quarter. Teams kind of traded off back and forth with the punts, and Union had great field position with 3 straight times starting inside the 27-yard line of Rochester, where it took all 3 times before they punched one in the end zone. And it was on a 4th down pass, 23-yard pass from Thomas to Thompson again, to make it 12-8, and that was your halftime score and the score throughout the entire third quarter. But Rochester went on a 13-play drive, Tim, at the end of the third quarter into the fourth, and they finally went back to that Wildcat a little bit. They had the success with it. The wrinkles, the chess match back and forth, the Wildcat, the no Wildcat, the T formation, then the pitch out of the double running backs. They just threw everything in the kitchen sink at Union tonight.
They really did. It was the outside, getting at the edge with that pitch that kept drives alive, using something they probably haven't seen, or at least Union hasn't seen a lot this year. It took them a while to make the adjustment, but late in the fourth quarter, Mark Stanley makes the adjustment and makes the huge tackle for a loss late in the ball game.
That was on the third down. That was on the that was on the 10th play of that final drive for Rochester. A pitch to Mullins. So they made the adjustment. Stanley stayed in there. He makes the third down hit, and the Stanley Steamers wrap it up because on fourth down, a free blitz. Maddox Thompson makes the hit on the quarterback, and Matt Stanley gets the interception. Back-to-back weeks, the number 4 has gotten the pick on defense. And the Scotties, one kneel down, and they are heading to Acrisure Stadium. Wow. That's all I can say, Tim.
Everything you want in a semifinal game, especially between two rival schools that have known each other so long and just making history in the Big 7 all season long. What a great matchup for these two schools, both high seed schools, but they both won. And Union will be headed to the WPIAL Championship, and that's what matters the most. It's just the season continues here for Union and an opportunity to do something special that hasn't been achieved since 1959 and the first time back since 1973. That's a long time ago.
It's a long time ago, but I'll tell you what, Scotty fans are going to party like it's 1973 for sure with an 18-16 victory here tonight. We got to go one final break here in our postgame show. Back in a moment with some final stats and some awards to hand out here in the Lawrence County SportsNet, powered by LCAP and all playoff games on the TribLive High School Sports Network.
Works in Progress Painting wishes a successful and satisfying season to all Lawrence County sports teams and athletes. Work hard and bring honor to your team and how you play. Joe Wright and his family have been providing painting, window cleaning, and other property services for homeowners and businesses in the Lawrence County area for over 10 years. Their goal on every project is
years. People have been relying on Martindale Hubbell's AV preeminent rating to select their attorneys. If you're involved in a workers' compensation situation, you should do the same. LGKG has been AV rated for over 40 years.
For the most complete recap of Friday night's high school football action, tune in on your way home from the game to the WPIAL Scoreboard Show, only here on the TribLive High School Sports Network. Hi, this is Don Rebel. Join me in a cast of thousands for all the scores with recaps from the top games, plus we highlight the night on the TribLive Roundtable. That's the WPIAL Scoreboard Show after the game on Friday nights on the TribLive High School Sports Network and at tribhssn.triblive.com.
At our Cunningham Funeral Home and Crematory, we are a proud 6th-generation, family-owned and operated funeral home located centrally in the Newcastle and Neshannock communities. Our large facility and experienced staff allows us to accommodate any family with personalized services. To learn more about our services and pre-planning, visit our website at www.cunninghamfh.com or follow us on Facebook. Allow our family to help your family.
Castle Asphalt and Construction is driven to provide quality, cost-efficient pavement-related services to Western Pennsylvania. Every paving or construction service at Castle Asphalt begins with a thorough site inspection of the area to allow their team of professionals to become familiar with the unique conditions of your home or business. Once the site inspection is complete, Castle Asphalt provides you with a detailed plan of the design, cost, materials, and time of completion so you know exactly what to expect during your construction. Visit castleasphalt.com to request a quote for your next project and make your dream design come to fruition.
For 20 years, Melee Chiropractic has treated athletes of all ages to help them get safely back to the top of their game. Melee Chiropractic has 3 full-time doctors in their office, and all 3 are former area athletes who have had to battle injuries throughout their careers. They want to help you get safely back on your feet. But more importantly, help stop the injuries before they happen. Prehab before you rehab. Attention all high school student athletes. During your sports season, a $25 visit to the Melee Chiropractic office includes an adjustment and/or all therapies necessary, from the athletes of tomorrow to the weekend warriors and everything in between. Let Melee Chiropractic keep you in the game.
Hey Scotty fans, it's Mrs. Ryan
and Miss Felina here on behalf of the Union Area Education Association.
And we want to wish all of our Scotties good luck this season. Go Scotties!
Your voice for Lawrence County sports.
The gold ball headed home to Newcastle.
This is the Lawrence County SportsNet.